On the campus of the University of Delaware for the 69th DFRC Blue Gold All-Star Football Game. This event was created back in 1956 to benefit the Delaware Foundation reaching citizens with intellectual disabilities. Good evening, everybody. I'm Glenn Frazier, joined by Jason Winchell, Craig Leskowski, and Mike Lang here on a really nice evening for a football game in the middle of June. Typically, this game is played in 90-degree temperatures, and we had that in the state yesterday. We're going to have it again tomorrow, but Mother Nature shined down on us today and gave us nice weather, a little bit of cloud cover, which is perfect, and a little breeze, about 10 miles per hour. Last year, the Blue used an early trick play to jumpstart an impressive win, as they now lead the series 35-30 with 3 ties. But as we all know, the real winners here are the Buddies and the bond created with players, ambassadors, and the band members. As I bring in my broadcast partner for the game tonight, Jason Winchell, and yeah, that's what it's all about. It's not really about winning or losing, although you talk to these players, they want to win.
Yeah, absolutely. But like you said, it's more about the the game itself and for the program that it represents. But yes, they want to win for their buddies.
Oh yes, they certainly do, and the Buddies are fired up for this. Let me tell you. Speaking of buddies, the all-star buddy for the Blue is Michael Aldis, and the gold all-star buddy is J.J. Justice, and I got a chance to meet him earlier before we came up here to the press level at Delaware Stadium, and he was pumped up. Mom had to calm him down a little bit, but I thoroughly enjoyed it, that's for sure. Well, let's take a look here at what we have for the gold. The head coach is Jed Bell. He's an administrator in the Milford School District, formerly a coach at Woodbridge and at Milford. His assistants are Philip Townsend from Indian River, J.D. Messick from Woodbridge, Mike Tack from Milford, former Milford coach rather. He actually is a softball coach now at Cape. He was the head coach of Jed Bell when Jed played in this Blue Gold All-Star game. Other assistants, Eston Ennis from Sussex Tech, Quinn Abbott from St. George's, and Alan Preston from Delmar. We see all kinds of coaches here tonight. We just rode up in the elevator a little while ago with veteran Delmar High head football coach Dave Hearn. All right, the Blue Squad. Head coach is Dave Collins from Hodson Votech. His assistants are Pat Henry and Ray Jones and Daryl Lockhart, all from Hodson. Also assistants Matt Carr from DMA, Matt Sable from William Penn, and Brian Winnington from Charter School of Wilmington. The captains for both teams out in the center field right now meeting our officiating crew. The referee for the game is Rodney Smith, the umpire Jeff Ford. The linesman is Daryl Montgomery. Ryan Melson, the line judge. The side judge, Dan O'Connor. The back judge is Davis Smith. Then the field judge is Steve Tolliver. Defensive judge, Adam Barbas and Glenn Krosler. Starting offense, starting lineup for the Blue. It'll be the Salesianum connection, Jay, on offense, as Brady McBride will start at QB and Aiden Lego as the running back. The wideouts will be St. Mark's Jude Campbell, Ryan Tattersall from Wilmington Friends, Rasheem Davis from Hodson, and Marlon Sparks, also a Silver Eagle from Hodson Votech. The starting center, Chase Armstrong. He hails from the Caravel Buccaneers. The guards are Jack Chessman. Jack hails from Archmere. Also, the other guards, Xavion Tuck. Tuck, a Caravel Buccaneer, lining up alongside his teammate. Destin Hogard at one tackle and Cale DeNigris at the other. The gold starting offense, Cesar Rodney's Julius Timmons will be the starting QB. Malik Bell, who rushed for over 2,000 yards, Sussex Central, will be in the backfield. The wideouts are Darius Miller from Lake Forest, Noah Hoff from Apo High, and John Parker, formerly of Dover High, played this last year for Middletown. Starting center from Smyrna, Nate Roscoe. The guards, Joey Minaconzi from Middletown, and Aaron Hall, who hails from the Apo High School. Manny Alexander at one tackle, And Manny played for St. George's Tech, and Coach Wilson, the other tackle, starting Colin Campbell from Middletown. We are ready to go with the opening kickoff. Blue kicking off the gold squib kick, fielded just outside the 35-yard line, across the 40 and out to the 42. And we're underway, Jay. On the return for the gold there was Mark Lawrence from First State Military.
Oh, wow. First State Military Academy. They're coming on strong, Glenn, the last few years. And he's the reason why. He had a great season for First State Military Academy.
He sure did. And how about, I don't know whether you saw it, but Sussex Tech is renovating their football stadium.
Yeah.
They donated their old stands to First State Military, they didn't have stands there.
Yeah, that's awesome. Great job by Sussex Tech donating that to First State.
First handoff goes right to Bell. He's met at the line, driven back. Ball is pried out. It's still loose and finally covered up by the starting tight end for the goal. That's Zane Colborn from Cape Henlopen.
I think they're marking him down.
Okay, forward progress was stopped. So a yard pickup for Malik Bell. And we're going to see a lot of players shuffling in and out. Darius Miller, he's wearing number 1. He's lined up to the bottom of your screen. Noah Hall from Apo High, a good possession receiver, a route runner, great hands. Saw him play for 3 or 4 years at Apo. He's to the top of your screen. Backfield is split. That time they give it to the other running back, slashes off the left side and gets about 5 yards on the carry. As they unpile.
First 2 plays, running plays. It sets up third and manageable, Glenn.
Actually, if I'm not mistaken, that looked like Noah Hoff got the carry there. Coming out of the lineup, offensively, Chase Beelan from Odessa. And speaking of Chase Beelan, head coach Nick DeGotti has said he'd like to join us up here at some point during the broadcast. Hope to have him up here. 3rd down and 4 for the gold, just shy of midfield. And that snap went over the head of Timmons. He'll alertly just go back and fall on it, and that'll bring up 4th and long. You know, somebody was asking me earlier before I came up, he said they don't have a whole lot of time to prepare for this game. How intricate can they get running offensive schemes? And I said, really, typically they don't. It's simplistic, basic football. They don't have time to get into that. Looks like back to punt for the gold is Jawan Sturgis, Sussex Central. No, it's not. It was number 8, Tate Walls from Laurel on the punt. And it will be down by the gold outside the blue 40 at the 41-yard line. Thanks for joining us here on our YouTube channel on 302 Sports. Hope you're enjoying the live stream free of charge. As the blue comes out, they're going to go trips to the bottom of your screen and a receiver to the top. Brady McBride in the gun. Now he steps up. Make sure everybody's on the same page. Takes a snap, hands off to Aiden Lego. Started left, cuts it back to the right, and is gang tackled up near the 46-yard line.
Lego had a great season for the Slasianum this year, leading them to the state championship game.
Yeah, he and Brady both, huh? 3 yards on the pickup by Lego. It's 2nd down and 7 at the 46 of the blue. McBride throws it downfield near sideline. Jump ball and broken up down there by the Gold's Jakari Banks of Woodbridge.
And he went up at the highest point, Glenn, and was able to knock that ball down. When I first saw the play development, it looked like it was going to hit.
And Tattersall has good height. Pass was intended for him. Good coverage that time by Banks. 3rd down and 7. Next time, trips to the top of your screen. McBride flanked by Lego. He rolls right. He's going to run with it, sets up, throws downfield, wide open, and high pointing that ball for the catch. And a first down, and making the catch for the Blue is Marlon Sparks.
Yeah, like you said, he went up and he high pointed that ball, Glenn, but I don't know if he got his feet in bounds.
They must not have. They're bringing it back and making it fourth. That was a good sideline route, and apparently he did not get the feet down. So now the Blue into punt formation. Punting for the Blue is James Campbell of St. Mark's. Back deep for the Gold, Noah Hoff to the bottom of your screen, and up top there it's John Parker. High punt, spiraling punt, far side, takes a great Blue bounce inside the 10 and will be down near the 6-yard line. Great punt that time by Campbell, and of course James and Jude Campbell from St. Mark's, twin brothers, and they connected I think for 8 touchdowns this past season.
Yes, they did, and like you said, brothers, twin brothers, and they led that Spartans offense. And you can see he was a great punter. Got to see him against Louisiana. I believe he hit a 60-yard punt with goal.
Wow.
Really was benefited the team.
Good punt there. And it's going to pin the Gold back. 3 receivers to the bottom of your screen. Go with a tight end. Rolling near side, Timmons throws on the run, completes the pass out near the 10-yard line, and that's complete to John Parker. The Middletown Cavalier just shy of the 10. Parker was all class when he was with Dover High at wide receiver for 3 consecutive years, a lot of speed, and then he had a slight injury last year, and that's why he didn't play the first part of the season for Middletown.
Yeah, when he got on the field for Middletown, he helped that offense, especially in that state championship game where they rolled in the second half against one of the best defenses in the state.
Parker will line up to the top of your screen. Timmons back to pass. Pressure's coming. Now he just gets rid of it, and it's going to be tipped at the line of scrimmage and incomplete. Bring up second down and about 8. Coaches had to say about John Parker, an unselfish player and a great mentor to the younger players in that Cavalier system.
And I think you could tell, especially in that second half of that state championship game, how the youngsters stepped up, and I think it was his leadership that allowed them to be confident in that second half.
Dangerous territory here for the Gold. Backed up deep in their own end. 3rd down and 8. Timmons in the gun, empty set. Sends Parker in motion. Looks near side, now looks downfield, has plenty of time, throws the out route, but just over the head of Noah Hoff, his intended receiver, and incomplete. It'll be 4th down, and Blue should get really good field position on this exchange.
Yeah, that's how important that punt was. You pin them deep, and then your defense goes 3 and out, and you should have great field position.
Once again, Tate Walls from Laurel back in the end zone to punt. Waiting snap from the long snapper. Gets off a punt end over end. It's fielded, bobbled at the 45 of the Gold, spinning away from one defender but not the second. And there will be a minimal return. On the return for the Blue was number 2, Brashim Davis from Hodson Votech. Early on, no score in the game. The Blue has come in riding a 3-game winning streak. 4 years previous to that, the Gold won 4 straight. So right now, the Blue leads the series 35-30, and there have been 3 ties.
Pretty close throughout the years, Glenn.
Yeah. McBride from Salesianum still in a quarterback. His teammate Lego flanks him as a screen to Lego. Defenders were right there. He tried to spin away. There'll be no gain. Good defensive stop in there. The tandem of number 38 Isaiah Holbrook from Delmar and number 25 Sam Pucci from Sussex Central. Actually, the blue will take a yard loss there, back to the goal 43-yard line. 2nd down and 11. McBride steps up in the pocket. Now he's going to run at the 40. 35-30, and has a first down all the way down to the 26-yard line. That's the biggest play so far.
Yeah, that's what Brady did toward the season. Whenever he got in trouble, he could use his feet to escape.
I think we got to do some mechanical engineering here on your headset, buddy. We got to get that. There we go. Try that. I'm no technical engineer, but
yeah, that's.
Hey,
better.
now I can hear you better.
Yeah, that seems better.
All right, 1st and 10. McBride fakes the handoff, takes it himself, throws out in the flat, completes the pass at the 20, inside the 15, and down close to the 13-yard line for a first down. On the reception was number 11, Jude Campbell from St. Mark's. He'll be heading to Springfield College in the fall. Played quarterbacks, fullback. He can punt, can do a little bit of everything. 1st and 10, inside the 14. That's Lego, bounces it outside, and somebody made a good one-on-one tackle out there for the goal. And that was number 32, Keyshawn Copes, a Laurel Bulldog. Copes goes 6'4", almost 200 pounds.
Yeah, he made a great open field tackle there as Lego tried to give him a little shake and bake.
And I helped. Remember that commercial? All right, trips to the bottom of your screen. 2nd down and 10 for the blue. They're knocking on the door here. McBride steps back, being chased. Looks, ball is tipped, but still able to catch it for the blue down at the 5-yard line. Nice catch by Davis of Hodson Votech. He'll be headed to Albright College. First team all-class wide receiver and defensive back. That's shy of the first down, though, so it's 3rd down and short. And we got a timeout here before the play. Jay, I thought it was a real good job by Brashim to concentrate on the ball after it was tipped at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it's almost like a tip drill, right? You know, he goes up hot and gets the ball. It's great concentration.
Brief timeout. Now we're ready to go. 3rd down and 2 for the blue. Just outside the gold 5-yard line. First scoring opportunity of the game. Direct snap goes to number 22. He crashes inside the 5. Should have first and goal. Number 22, Ryan Tattersall from Wilmington Friends. And I read somewhere where he is the 5th Tattersall to play in this blue gold game.
Wow, that's amazing. 5 sets of course, his brother was a great quarterback for Friends a couple of years ago, led him to the state championship.
They're going to go with the same alignment, a direct snap to Tattersall. That time he carried it down to the 1-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal from there. Tattersall is headed to Harvard. Passed for over 1,300 yards this past fall and 17 touchdowns. And then he played defense, Jane, and made 65 tackles.
Yeah. And he'd probably tell you who's a better defensive player this year and those crazy offensive stats.
Tattersall stopped at the line. Jay, that was a great hit. It looked like Jakari Banks from Woodbridge made the initial stop. So now 3rd and goal.
Yeah, what a great stop, because I thought Tattersall was going to do one of those dives into the end zone.
Yeah. With his frame, he's a tall kid. Ryan is 6'6", 190 pounds.
Going Ivy League like his brother.
Yeah? Did his brother go to Yale?
Yes.
I think Dad and maybe Grandpa are going to be spending a lot of time in New England. All right, here we go. They spread the offense out this time. McBride back in the game. Hands off to Lego. Hit at the line. Forward progress, and he's in, I think. Waiting for the signal, and it is a touchdown run for Aiden Lego, who does a backflip in the end zone, Jay.
There you go. That was pretty impressive.
Blue on the board first after they got great field position after Campbell's punt pinned the goal deep. And they matriculate down the field and end up scoring on a 1-yard plunge by Aiden Lego. And to attempt the extra point. Kick is low and missed wide left. The attempt made by Gabe Welsh, a Conrad Red Wolf, who's coming up here to UD. He's going to go to the Honors College. Led the team to their first ever playoff appearance.
That's right. That's right. Conrad's first playoff appearance. He had a great season for the Red Wolves. 1A's going to be interesting next year, Glenn, with all the moves they made.
Yeah, sure will be. Just under 4 minutes to go here in this opening quarter. 6-0 lead for the Blue. And let's see if Gold can get a little something going here on offense. It's been tough going, as the Blue defense has been playing exceptionally well. That Blue defense, the starters out there were defensive tackles Mackay Gators from William Penn and Marcus Williams from William Penn. Mike Hernandez from Charter School of Wilmington. L.J. Smith of Salesianum, R.J. Moore of Tatnall, Jace Hawkins of Hudsonville Tech, Caravel's Brock Rhodes. Let me tell you, folks, I've seen him play for several years at Caravel, as nobody hits harder than Brock Rhodes. Pooch kick again, bottom of your screen, picked up at the 35, and then hit and driven back at the 40, but good field position for the Gold.
Yeah, it really is. And you're right about Rhodes. If I was playing, I would ride the opposite way when I see him coming. Oh, man, he could hit.
Well, also on that Blue defense at starters were DMA's John Lednam, Nehemiah Hamilton from St. E's, Gary Blaylock from Hodson, and Mitch Cummings from Salesianum. And again, everybody's going to get in the game and get significant playing time, so we'll see a lot of people shuffling in and out. Julius Timmons still in a QB for the Gold. They go with an I formation here. Second back through. Hit in the backfield. Nice one-on-one tackle. Shedding his block and getting in there is Marcus Williams from William Penn on Malik Bell. No gain on the play. Second down and 10. 3 receivers to the top of your screen. Timmons in the gun. Flanked by Bell. Play action. He's got to run for his life. Guts away from a couple of people. Now he runs up near midfield and goes out just shy of the first down. I think he stepped out at the Gold 49. And there will be third down and a yard. And that's been the best play so far offensively for the Gold.
Yeah, he showed his scrambling ability, like you said. Turned a sack into a positive gain. Now sets up third and about a yard.
How about a 5-sport letterman for Caesar Rodney, Julius Timmons? Totaled over 4,000 yards as a rider. And how about a 3.7 GPA as well?
That's impressive, that 3.7.
Timmons takes the direct snap. They try to move the pile. He just got across midfield. That'll be enough for the first down of the game for the Gold team. I keep waiting to see if somebody on Gold's going to try the Smyrna Earthquake on short yardage. Of course, the Eagles like to call it the tush push.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Which the NFL thought
to ban.
They tried to ban it. Didn't get enough votes. First down in Blue territory at the 49-yard line as we close in on 2.5 minutes here in this first quarter. Craig Liskowski on camera. Mike Lang's down on the field. I'm Glenn Fraser alongside Jason Winchell. We have a Gold timeout. Keeping it right here. Listen, our thanks to the DFRC staff here at the game. Marie Vaca, she's the executive director, and she has a multitude of volunteers along with her staff of Sandra Valley, who is the director of advancement. Elaine Grinnell, who's the hand-in-hand coordinator, and Fiona Walsh, who is the events coordinator. And tonight's honorary chairman was the longtime executive director, Tony Glenn.
Yeah, Tony Glenn, what a great guy he was. And they do a good job putting on this event every year.
And Jay, I think I confess that I haven't been here for this game in a few years, and I know attendance has waned, but as you look out here in front of us and then across the field, is this a little bit better than it has been?
I think it has. I really do. Good crowd out here on a Friday, and I think the temperature, the kind of day might have helped too, with it being a little less cool.
All right, here we go. Timmons back to pass, steps up in the pocket. Again, he'll scramble a little bit, now throws out in the flat, completes that out there. Down near the 40-yard line of the blue, and on the catch, number 11, Braden Coleman from Red Lion Christian Academy. And he's going to nursing school. Good for him.
Yeah, that is good.
He would like to coach in the future. He's 6'2", 190. Had 54 tackles on defense during the season and 4 sacks, and he was a Mini-Max Award winner.
Oh, yeah, that's always a good honor to be your team's Mini-Max.
Zane Colborn from Cape Henlopen lines up now. He's set at tight end, the top of your screen. Tight formation, 2 receivers, now all 3 to the bottom. Timmons throws the screen, completes the pass, but for maybe a yard, and that is it. Parker makes the catch. And good defense down there by the blue.
Yeah, those wide receiver screens could be a little difficult, and great job getting off the block and making the tackle for a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, very comfortable evening here at Delaware Stadium in Newark. Little breeze as we can see our flag over in the corner, blowing a little bit across the field. Second down and 10. Gold at the blue 39. Caesar Rodney Riders, Julius Timmons, quarterback, hands it off to Malik Bell. And that time he had a little bit of space. It closed up after he gained about 3. Malik Bell will be heading to Coffeyville Junior College in Kansas. Rushed for over 2,200 yards, 31 touchdowns. And he's a special running back, no doubt.
He definitely is. 31 touchdowns.
Miller, Hoff, and Parker all split to the bottom of your screen. Timmons waits for everybody to get set. Rolls to the near side. He looks over the flat. Oh, the catch almost made, but a hard hit coming up from his secondary spot on Darius Miller. And it looked like on the hit there, it was number 34. That would be Mitch Cummings from Salesiana.
That was a good hit by him. Like you say, he made a nice hit and jarred the ball loose, so that was going to be a completion.
Brings up 4th down and 7. And considering where they are on the field, it looks like the goal will go ahead and go for it here with 1 minute to go in the quarter.
Yeah, you're sitting at the 34-yard line. You punt it, it probably goes to the end zone, so it's a net of 14 yards. So.
Wise decision here by Coach Jed Bell and his staff. Timmons back to pass, throws the home run ball. He's looking for Darius Miller. He's got it for the touchdown. Darius Miller, 36-yard pass from Julius Timmons, and that ties the game at 6.
What an excellent play call there. What a great throw, and he got separation. Miller just showed his great speed going down the sideline, and what a beautifully placed ball in for the touchdown to tie this game at 6.
First time the Gold has gone deep in the ball game, and they convert on 4th down to tie it late in the quarter. And they are going to line up and go for 2. We have Malik Bell in the backfield, and alongside him is Emery Womack from St. George's. Hand off to Bell. He is tackled and stopped, and that is just a really nice effort on defense by C.J. Walker from the Concord Raiders. So we're tied at 6 with 55 seconds to go in this first quarter.
What a great opening first quarter. That was Gold's third possession. They were able to score it. That was the best field position they had to start. Great drive for them to get back into this game and tied at 6.
Darius Miller is headed to Delaware State University in the fall, and he will play for first-year head coach, former Philadelphia Eagle wide receiver. So Darius says, hey, I'm going to go play for Deshaun Jackson. He knows how to run routes and catch football.
Yeah, that's a great decision, man. He's going to learn. He's going to learn from D-Jack.
All-class wide receiver, over 500 receiving yards last fall and 10 touchdowns. And his dad, Dion, played in the 1995 Blue Gold game.
Okay.
I wonder if Deshaun Jackson is in the house. I bet you he's in the house.
How about he's going to get a game at the Link this year?
Yes. Is that? I forget who they're playing.
They're playing
Somebody.
Mike Vick and Norfolk State, I want to say.
You are correct, sir. Tate Walsh-Blaro kicks it off. It's fumbled. It's loose. I think the Blue might have recovered. Yes, the Blue did recover. And coming up with that football and special teams was Tyler Utica from St. Mark's. And that was key because there was Gold players all around that ball.
I thought for sure the goal was going to fall, and a great job by Tyler to get the ball back to the Blue. But we've seen 3 kickoffs now, and all 3 of them have been short.
Right.
Up
Yep.
guys, so.
Well, somebody has a pretty good chops out here. They're not playing the trumpet, but they're whistling the charge. All right, here we go. Blue, 1st and 10, their own 41-yard line. Brady McBride. Oh, he's back to pass. Steps up in the pocket. He throws the long ball, far side. I think that was caught over there. Great catch by Rasheem Davis, Hodson Votek. They almost connected on the far side earlier,
Right.
But apparently he stepped out. That time he got that 1 foot in.
He made sure to get the 1 foot in that time. Great catch, great concentration.
That goes for almost 30 yards. And Brady, I think, was on the sidelines that said, look, if Timmons can throw that home run ball, I can too. Now he runs the option. And he will go inside the 30 down close to the 27-yard line. Tackled there by Omari Cofield from Apo High. Good guy. I got the chance to interview him this year. He's gone to Susquehanna. Had 93 tackles on the season. All-class performer for head coach Brian Timpson. Also a track sprinter. That's the last time I saw him down there run a track at the state championships at Dover High. And now we've got an official timeout. That's the end of our first quarter of play. 6-6, all tied up, Jay, at the end of 1.
Yeah, what a great first quarter, and that went by quickly and tied up at 6, and the Blue team driving to start the second quarter.
First State Orthopedics has 46 physicians and 22 physician's assistants at 16 locations across the state of Delaware. We provide both surgical and non-surgical treatment for a variety of orthopedic conditions, are specially trained in current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physicians for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to all local emergency departments, medical aid units, and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Give us a call today at 302-731-2888 or visit us online at firststateortho.com. First State Orthopedic.
Back here for quarter number 2 of the 69th annual DFRC Blue Gold All-Star Football Game. Glenn Fraser alongside Jason Winchell. Craig Leskowski on camera, Mike Lang down on the field. And we have a 6-6 ball game. And unbeknownst to Brady McBride, he's got a new nickname, Shake and Bake.
Yeah.
I mistakenly harkened back to the old Phillies of the 1980s and Bake McBride, who played in the outfield. So Brady got a new nickname, buddy. We're going to start the second quarter with the Blue on the move, trying to regain the lead. There will be 2nd down and 7 at the Gold 27-yard line. After 2 plays following the kickoff, McBride hooking up with Davis from Hodgsonville Tech for about a 30-yard pass play. Davis made a great sideline grab to get the 1 foot in, and then a run by Brady McBride. Aiden Lego scored on a 1-yard run in that first quarter to give the Blue the lead, and then the Gold scored on a 4th down play as Timmons connected with Darius Miller, who got behind the secondary for a 36-yard touchdown pass. And here we are, just about ready to go start the second quarter of this ball game. Both teams predominantly going with a feature running back and 3 receivers. McBride throws center of the field, has a man open, makes the catch in for the touchdown. Nice pass play designed and went right to Ryan Tattersall of Wilmington Friends. That goes for 27 yards, and now the Blue has regained the lead. It's 12-6.
Quarterback to quarterback, as they both played quarterback during the regular season. What a throw there by McBride. A great catch by Tattersall. He shows his athletic ability. He can play any position with that. And with his height, he can go up and get the ball.
I tell you, I wouldn't put it past him getting up into college at Harvard and then maybe playing him at wide receiver. Very talented kid, can play multiple positions. Neither team was able to convert after their opening touchdowns. This time Blue will try to go for 2. Handoff right up the middle, pushing the pile and into the end zone for the 2-point try. And that'll make the score 14-6. And as they come up off the field there, it's Jace Hawkins from Hodgsonville Tech who runs it in for the 2 points. So it took the Gold almost the entire first quarter to tie it at 6, and boom, just like that, in a blink of an eye, the Blue gets the lead right back, Jay.
Yeah, 5 seconds into the second quarter, first play. Drive fires to Tattersall, and that was only a 3-play drive after they recovered their own fumble on the kickoff.
That's right.
How important that play turned out to be.
It sure did. Back deep for the Gold to receive the kickoff. At the bottom of your screen is John Parker Jr. To the top, it looks to be Jakari Banks from Woodbridge, but none of these kickoffs have gone anywhere close to the deep receivers. This one is spiraling and will be taken by an up back at the 25, up to the 30, 35, spin move, a 15-yard return up to the 40-yard line for the Gold. And on the return was Darius Miller, who scored the touchdown.
Good return.
Yes, indeed. Plays for head coach Freddie Johnson, athletic director down there at Lake Forest. Darius also a good basketball player, too.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he is.
Noah Hoff breaks from the huddle first. He is the lone receiver to the bottom of your screen. Got a new Gold quarterback. Handoff goes to number 7. Nothing there for Noah Walker of Polytech. The new QB is Sussex Central's Bradley Chavez. Chavez passed for over 700 yards last fall and 12 touchdowns, and that's pretty impressive considering that's a wing T offense that runs the football.
And you had Bell, who ran for so many yards. So those numbers are impressive.
Chavez, coaches say, is a quiet leader. So he's in now, spelling Julius Timmons here in the second quarter for the Gold at quarterback. Pitch out. They run the sweep to the near side. They got a couple of yards back that they lost on the previous play, and that's it.
Yeah, this Blue defense has done a good job against the Gold running attack so far in this game.
That was Mark Lawrence from First State Military Academy on the carry. He's headed to Albright. Rushed for 1,200 yards last fall, 13 touchdowns, and then defensively made 57 tackles. 3rd and 9 for the Gold, just outside their own 40. Trips to the top of your screen. Chavez rolls far side, eludes one defender and another. Still running, 45, and scoots all the way up to about the 48-yard line. He's going to be 2 yards shy of the first, and Chavez proved there that he can run the ball a little bit.
Yeah, he did. That's all effort, too. He was stopped a couple times, including behind the line. He was able to get him into 4th and short.
See if he comes over to the sideline here for the Gold and gets with Malik Bell and says, Malik, see, I just hand it off to you all the time, but I can do it too, brother.
Yeah.
4th and 2. The Gold has their short yardage lineup in there. And I think Womack is counting the players and says we don't have everybody in here. So somebody's going to be unblocked, and then we have premature movement at the line of scrimmage and our first flag of the game. They're going to say Gold called timeout, Jay.
Okay. They must have just got the timeout in before the player jumped.
Yeah.
But like you said, he saw it. He was counting the guys. I think he said they were one short, and I think the coach called timeout on the sideline, realizing that.
Emery Womack, who is going to take the direct snap in the Wildcat, he's headed to Division II Ferrum, who used to be a longtime rival of Wesley College football.
Yep.
First-class defensive back, had 8 receiving touchdowns, and another Mini-Max Award winner.
Wow. Saw him earlier in the year. He had a big game against St. Mark's.
Yeah.
Early in the season for that St. George's team who pulled off an upset in the playoffs.
Yeah, they like matching up with Smyrna,
Yes.
don't they?
Uh-huh.
Got a couple of wins, one late in the season, and then that one. Okay, now they got the right personnel in. So it's 4th down and a long 2. Up, and somebody jumped. So we do have a flag this time. That might change the play call for the Gold. Yep, now they're going to send in the punt unit.
They tried to draw the Blue off sides, and the Blue did a good job of faking themselves.
Yeah.
Caused the Gold to jump.
So with the penalty, it's now 4th down at 7, and that will send Tate Walsh back to punt. And going back deep for the Blue, looks like Aiden Lego to the near side. No, yes, Lego to the near side. And up the top of your screen is Brasheem Davis. There's the punt. Nice punt out of Tate Walls, and it's fielded. No fair catch, and there was 3 Gold players all around him, but Lego fields it and gets up to the 35.
That was brave. I thought for sure he was going to fair catch that.
Me too. I think the 3 Gold return specialists down there, coverage specialists, they thought the same thing.
Right,
and
yeah.
He got away from him. Well, last time, Brady McBride and the Blue took, as you mentioned, Jay, just 3 plays to get downfield and score. Let's see what they do this time. Looks like we have a new quarterback this time for the Blue. It will be Gabe Welsh from Conrad. Takes a snap, hands it off. Good spin move to get a couple of yards. And that's Lego again, so he's staying in at running back. Second down and 8 for the Blue. Just under 9 minutes to go in the first half. Blue on top, 14-6. Welsh has Lego to his left. And 2 receivers to the top of your screen. Now they shift Lego to the other side of Welsh. He's back to pass. Throws the out route and over the head of the intended receiver, incomplete. And that was intended out there for Davis. That'll bring up third down and long for the Blue.
Yeah, great job by the Gold defense, trying to get the ball back. Last 2 times the Blue have had it, they've scored.
Right. 2 consecutive possessions, I believe, Jay.
Yep.
Welsh and Lego in the backfield. Welsh back to pass. Pressure's coming on the blitz. He gets it away to Lego on the screen, but right there and making the stop. Coming up from the secondary. What a play by Jawan Sturgis from Sussex Central.
That was a really good play because I thought they had that screen pass set up well. They let that Ross come in on the quarterback, and he came up and stopped it for a big loss.
Sturgis is headed to Susquehanna University in the fall. Suffered an injury in his senior season, so he's really happy to be able to play in this game. Hard worker, says the coaching staff. Punt is high, short, not much distance at all. It's going to take a gold bounce and will go out of bounds at the Blue 40-yard line. So with 7:40 to go in the half, a golden opportunity here for the Gold.
Yeah, that's looked like he got a little underneath that one, sent it straight up in the air, and then it spun back.
Yeah.
Wish my golf shots would do that.
When you started talking, Jay, I thought you were going to say that's a bad pun.
All
right, looks like Womack is in the game for the Gold. He and Noah Hoff are wideouts to the top of your screen along with Parker. Timmons stays in at QB. Back to pass, pressure's coming, eludes one defender, sets up, those middle of the field. Going up to try to make the catch was Womack, and he couldn't quite pull that in.
That would have been a great catch if he caught that one. He almost had to do that one-handed behind him, kind of. Made a great effort, but
Emery Womack, another really good athlete playing for Hodson. Once again, just a really nice late spring, almost summer evening here at Delaware Stadium. I think tomorrow is the first day of summer, officially. And we're going to feel it, too. It's a halfback pass on the handoff, but the ball is caught at the 15-yard line, the jump ball. And that is caught by Michael Barron from AI DuPont. I'm sorry, Darius Miller. They're wrong team. Darius Miller from Lake makes an athletic leap and catch.
he went up top and got it. When that ball was in the air, Blue was looking like, hey, we're going to intercept this.
It looked like a lame duck. And who threw that pass? It was a southpaw. Back to pass down the corner of the end zone. Touchdown. Emery Womack on the reception from Julius Timmons, his second touchdown pass of the game. And the Gold closes into 14-12.
Glenn, they took advantage of that short field, like you said. Took the golden opportunity and went right down the field and scored. And now they have a chance to tie it up if they go for 2 here.
And setting that up was that pass that was tipped. I didn't see who threw that ball. It was a left-handed running back. And now we got premature movement before the 2-point snap. Only the second penalty of the game, both against the goal, both 5-yarders.
Wonder if they try for an extra point now with it being moved back to the 7.
They're changing the personnel up.
Yeah.
But I see Timmons going in the game.
So now, instead of probably a running play,
yeah,
now it's going to be.
Darius Miller will line up to the top of your screen. Hoff to the bottom. Timmons back to pass. Center of the field, completes it, but didn't get in the end zone. Good one-on-one tackle down there. I think that was Mitch Cummings against the Lazy Animal on the stop. Well, we got a chance here. We'll take a quick timeout. 14-12, Blue on top of Gold. 7:04 to go in the half. Back here getting ready for the Gold kickoff. Close game here with 7:04 to go in the half. 14-12 lead for the Blue. Officials blow the whistle. They're ready. And now take balls from Laura with the kickoff. Little end-over-end kick fielded at the 40-yard line of the Blue and going down at the 43. And on the return for the Blue was Chase Boardley from Tower Hill. He'll be headed to Tufts University. Described as a selfless leader. For his career as a Hiller, 50 solo tackles.
Wow, that's impressive. Solo.
Yeah. All right, the Blue offense trots out onto the field. And it looks like McBride is back in at quarterback. The new feature running back is Zeke Harrison from Howard, who's headed to Dell State. McBride surveys the defense, drops back to pass. Now he runs right up the middle and then throws it away out of bounds. Nobody over there. Stops the clock with just under 7 minutes to go in the half.
He might have just got that ball away before he passed the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he came up pretty close. One of the Gold defenders looked at the ref and
yeah, kind of.
They gave that hand signal for intentional grounding, but the ref said no, he was good. Second down and 10, tight formation. McBride back to pass again. Has plenty of time, throws near sideline, completes the pass in Goal territory, and then a fumble, but it goes out of bounds. So it's a completion, and then they, instead of getting a first down, they're going to lose a couple after the fumble.
Yeah, again, great reception, and it looked like he was trying to go to the sideline.
Yeah.
Lost the ball, but fortunately for him, he went out of bounds.
That was Brashim Davis on the reception. So he went out of midfield, bringing up third down and about 3.5. Ryan Tattersall split wide to the top of your screen. McBride straight back, steps up in the pocket, looks to run, eludes one defender, and it's going to be all dependent on the spot. They're saying he came up about a yard shy. It'll be 4th and 1.
Yeah, it was very close. down fourth and really short.
Well, McBride comes out. Looks like they've got a jumbo package in there right now. I see in the game Brock Rhodes, who played a lot of fullback for head coach John Reed at Caravel, and that's the position he's in right now. High formation. Right, turns, gives it to the second back through, leading the way Brock Rhodes, and they got 2 yards and the first down. On the carry was Jace Hawkins from Hodson. First and 10 after the first down run by Hawkins. Blue at the goal 45-yard line with 5:20 and counting to go in the half. This time, Twins, both sides of the field. McBride hands it off right up the middle, breaking tackles and getting close to a first down. What a carry by Zeke Harrison of Howard. He's headed to Delaware State this year. Played on both sides of the ball for the Wildcats, had 20 tackles on defense, gained over 400 yards rushing. 10-yard pickup there and a first down. That's been the best run of the game from a running back. Hand off to Hawkins again. This time he did not fool the defender, who got in there really quick and made the stop for the goal. That was Jace Munson from St. George's. 6'3", 250-pounder. Had 56 tackles and 14 sacks this year for Coach Wilson. Was the 3A Defensive Player of the Year as well. He's headed to Kutztown, another D2 school. After the good defensive play, second down 11 for the Blue. 4 minutes to go in the half. Play action. Back to pass. Now rolling near side. Throws and incomplete. Trying to connect down there around the 23-yard line. Pass was intended for Marlon Sparks from Hodson Votech.
There he was trying to keep his feet in bounds and reach out and make a catch, but unfortunately it was just too far out of his reach.
So that stops the clock. Just under 4 minutes to go in the half, with Blue leading 14-12, and it's third down and 11 for the Blue. Just outside the gold 36-yard line. Tattersall, the lone receiver to the top of your screen, trips to the bottom. McBride, Hawkins next to him. He's back to pass. Those far sideline looking for Tattersall. Makes the catch, and he was hit as soon as the ball got in his hands. Good defense out there by Darius Miller, but enough for a first down.
Yeah, again, Tattersall shows he has great hands. Goes up and gets the ball. Why he's being hit by Miller. Great coverage by Miller, too, on that.
So how about Miller going both ways for head coach Jed Bell on the goal? Scored the Gold's first touchdown tonight.
Yeah, you normally see that during the regular season for a lot of these teams, but Blue Gold, normally they just play the one position.
Exactly. All right, fresh set of downs after the Tattersall reception at the Gold 23-yard line. Hands off to Hawkins. Hawkins turns the corner inside the 20, down close to the 16-yard line. Good seal block on the left side. I think that might have been Cale DeNigris. Gain of almost 7 yards, so second down and 3.
Seems like every time the goal gets back in it with a drive to get it, the Blue has an answer.
Yeah, swing of momentum.
Yeah.
Jace Hawkins got out of bounds to stop the clock. Just over 3 minutes to go in the half. McBride in the gun. Hawkins to his left. Now we got a whistle before the snap and a timeout taken by the Blue. Blue wants to talk this one over. Up by 2 and see if they can draw up something to kind of push their lead out a little.
Yeah, again, a great drive to answer the goal score, to cut it within 2. Good drive set up by McBride's passing and a great catch by Tattersall.
Yeah. Once again, the Gold head coach is Jed Bell. His assistants from Indian River, Philip Townsend, J.D. Messick from Woodbridge, Mike Tack, who's at Cape Henlopen but was Jed Bell's coach when he was at Milford. Eston Ennis from Sussex Tech, Quinn Abbott, St. George's, Alan Preston, Delmar. We also saw Dave Hearn up here from Delmar, the head coach. Blue coach Dave Collins from Hodson brought 3 of his assistants with him, Pat Henry, Ray Jones, and Darrell Lockhart. Also helping him out, Matt Carr from DMA, Matt Sable from William Penn, and Charter Schools' Brian Winnington.
Both teams have great coaching staff.
They do have that. All right, here we go. Coming out of the timeout. 2 receivers, top and bottom of your screen. McBride takes it himself, straight ahead. Big hole inside the 10 and down close to the 5-yard line. A designed quarterback draw, and it was wide open up the middle.
Saw Slazian ran that a couple times in the first half of that state championship game. And then I thought Middletown did a great job of watching that in the second half. But Ride is able to make those design runs.
That's just great interior blocking by the offensive line. They just opened up a huge hole. McBride went at least 8 or 9 yards before he got touched. Now 1st and goal at the 5 as we're counting down to 2:30 to go in the half. I formation, Brock Rhodes the fullback. Second back through, hit at the 3 and dropped there. On the carry was Jace Hawkins from Hodson. He and Zeke Harrison have done the bulk of the running, along with Aiden Lego. Harrison has had a really good drive this drive. Had a 10-yard run, got a 1st down. Gold switching up personnel. 2nd and goal for the Blue at the 3. Stay with the I formation. McBride fumbled the snap, takes it himself, but he's going to be dropped for a loss back at the 6. And getting in there was Jawan Sturgis. Played for head coach John Wells down there at Sussex Central. Coach Wells always has a well-oiled running attack with his wing T offense, but let me tell you, they are very good defensively year in, year out.
Yeah, it seems like every year, Glenn, like you said, they're very well disciplined on the defense end.
The loss back outside the 5. It'll be 3rd and goal from there. This time they try to spread the defense out. Tattersall split the bottom of your screen, trips to the top. Lego back in the game alongside McBride. Lego gets it. Now he flips it on the end around reverse. Looking to pass. He lets it go. It's tipped and then falls harmlessly to the ground incomplete. There is a flag down. Little razzle-dazzle there. Making the pass at the end. Didn't work.
Wonder if we got an eligible man downfield, because I think originally that was probably supposed to be a running play.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And then when he couldn't, he tried to pass. Oh. Wow.
Wow, they got the goal for holding inside the 5, so it'll be half the distance. We're under a minute to go in the half, and it'll be, looks like we preserved the down, so 3rd and goal from inside the 3.
Yeah, unlike the professionals, on defensive holding is not an automatic first down in high school.
They stay with that I formation now. Rhodes, the fullback. Chase Hawkins, the running back. Hawkins gets it, follows Rhodes. He's hit at the line. He will not get in. Looked like he went down at the 1 yard line.
Be interested to see what they do here, Glenn. Fourth
Yeah.
and goal from the 1.
Yeah, now here we go with 4th and goal from the 1. Let's see if we can put, we've got Odessa head coach Nick DeGotti making an appearance here. And let's see if we can put the headset on him, see if he can hear me.
Hey, sir, how you doing? Can you hear me?
Hey, and we can hear you just loud and clear. So I told him to come up in the booth and come on the air with us late in the half. You were true to your word. There's 36 seconds to go, Coach.
Hey, try to be right on time today, sir. Try to be right on time, especially today's special event.
It sure is. Have you been watching the game from down on the field?
I've been up here on the 50-yard line. Both teams have been showing some great things. I think the one thing that I admire the most from both coaches is they've been watching their film this year. I've been seeing some specialized plays for those players. So they're not going off what their scheme is, but they're going off of, hey, that exact play they ran for St. George is out for – I saw Tattersall run the Wildcat. I saw that first live last year at Odessa. So it's really cool seeing them putting the players in great position to be successful.
Well, here we go here. It's 4th and goal from the 1 with 36 seconds to go in the half for the Blue. I formation, Rhodes the fullback, Hawkins the running back. It's a play-action fake. McBride rolls, pressure's coming. He's hit in the backfield and dropped outside the 10.
Great job.
Looked like the first one getting in there was Keyshawn Copes from Laurel. So in your estimation, watching that play unfold, Coach, did it look like the goal was prepared for that?
Absolutely. Hey, the pursuit, D-line got upfield. They looked good, man. They looked excellent. And they gang tackled, and the quarterback didn't have a chance to throw it back in the end zone. That was awesome. Today's been an awesome game so far, man. 14-12, awesome game.
Yeah. It 4th down for the Gold, and they have had trouble trying to throw the ball downfield. They haven't been able to do it, and all of a sudden Darius Miller beat his man by 5 yards to get them into the ball game. I would think that they just run the ball here, but we'll see. 30 seconds to go in the half.
All-star game, you never know.
Yeah. Now a long pass. Good over the shoulder catch made by Noah Hoff of Appo High.
Phenomenal young man. I got a chance to coach him last year with Brian Timpson. Phenomenal young man, works hard in the offseason. I believe he's going to Lebanon Valley. Phenomenal catch on the sideline there.
Yeah, I watched him for quite a few years, too, when we were doing Appo games. Tell me if I'm wrong. I think one of the best route runners that I've seen, and he has great hands. I equate him to a possession receiver like remember Fred Biletnikoff from back in the day?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll even throw another one out here. I'd say one of the best all-time receivers in Appo history, in their short history. He's got to be up there with the route runners as well.
Throw out into the flat, complete. Good one-on-one stop and hit made. No gain on the play as the clock runs down inside of 15 seconds to go.
You got to hurry up and get on the ball here.
And they do. Just going to spike that one and preserve the clock. 7 seconds left. Time maybe for one more play here for the Gold.
Glenn, I'll tell you, I've been very impressed with Timmons today, man. I saw him this year, homecoming. They played Smyrna High School. Mm-hmm. He pulled on a route, man. CR almost pulled that upset off, man. He's very poised. I mean, he's got 2 touchdowns. For gold, he's got to be a candidate for MVP if they pull this out, you say?
He's got 2 touchdown passes and looking good so far, that's for sure. He accounted for over 4,000 total yards in his career at Cesar Rodney. Hoff goes in motion to the top of your screen. Timmons is back, winds up, throws the home run ball, looking downfield. Oh, what a catch! And out of bounds, but I think the clock ran out. Womack on the reception.
Hopefully the refs check the time. Maybe you got a second left.
They're going to get together. Let's see. What a throw. We were just talking about him, how you were impressed by Timmons, and he threw that on a dime. That's the end of the half.
Phenomenal half of football.
Yeah, when you think that we're with Coach Nick DeGotti, I'm Glenn Frazier, Jason Winchell, Craig Leskowski, and Mike Lang down on the field. And, Coach, you don't have much time to prepare for this game. Let's face it. There's not a whole lot of practice time to get with these kids. I'm impressed by what I've seen in a short period of time to prep for a game.
Absolutely, and also too, I played in 2013, Glenn. The 1 week to get everything in, install plays, practice, build chemistry, and really what I look at is, are the players coming in shape? It's been a long time since these guys played, that's what I'm most impressed with personally. Is like these guys are in shape. A lot of guys I know you probably mentioned before the game pregame show was going to play college football, the next step in their lives. So a lot of they came to play, man. It's impressive. And again, this is the oldest All-Star game, right?
That's right,
It's
69
phenomenal.
years, yeah. And the discipline of the two teams too. We've only had 3 penalties in the whole game and didn't have any at all in the first quarter. I know it's a feeling out process, but yeah, great job. Tattersall, who played quarterback for his father at Wilmington Friends, wide receiver in this game, and shows a lot of athletic ability. He can play anywhere on the field.
Absolutely. I like they put him in a Wildcat. He caught the touchdown pass. I mean, he was Mr. Do-It-All for Wilmington Friends, and obviously he's doing the same for Blue today. Question for you. You think he's better than his brother? Don't mean to put you on the spot there.
Yeah, you are putting me on the spot. I don't know where his father and grandfather are viewing the game, if they're both here or not. I know that I spoke to the dad earlier in the week, actually just a couple days ago, and he's going to be spending a lot of time in New England, I think, over the next few years, with Ryan going to Harvard and his older brother, I believe, is at Yale, right?
Correct. Yeah. So I mean, he's got to be extremely proud. He's a phenomenal coach. We're gonna miss him in the coach's world. I mean, he's stepping down obviously this past year, going to watch his sons and be there as a dad. And I mean, what he's done over the past year of Friends and being in that area. I used to coach at St. Andrews, so I got to be head to head that way as well. So much respect for their father.
You'd like to stay close in that Middletown area, Nick. Obviously, I mean, Apo, St. Andrews, Odessa. Tell me this, Odessa Ducks, how you looking forward to the upcoming season after you got one under your belt and what you got coming back?
Absolutely. I mean, this is an exciting year for us coming back. Second year under my belt, players, team, program, understand, hey, expectations even more now, and understand, hey, how can we take the next step as a program? All the players on the team, coaches, man, they work extremely hard, man. I'm excited. You know, you put all the work in the off season. I did our countdown today. We're 69 days to kickoff till we play Indian River for the first game of the season, and we're pumped. We're excited to go, man. And again, for us, we're a new team, new program, and we got a lot to prove. And we battle we see our friends in the district, Middletown, Apo. We see their success. We want some of that success too. So we're looking forward to get out there this year for sure.
Can you hang out for another couple minutes?
Hey, absolutely. I'd love to, man. I'd love to.
We're going to step aside for a couple of commercials. We'll be right back. It's halftime here of the Blue Gold All-Star Game, and we've got a really good one. It's Blue 14, Gold 12.
Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
You may have tried physical therapy,
But have you tried Premier? Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
you may have tried physical therapy,
But have you tried Premier?
at the half here at Delaware Stadium. 14-12, Blue on top of the goal. Very entertaining first half. I'm Glenn Frazier, alongside Jason Winchell, Craig Liskowski, and Cameron. Mike Lang down on the field roaming around. I think he just popped in here moments ago. And we also have the Odessa Ducks head football coach, Nick Nagati, with us. And break down what you saw in the first half for us. 3 touchdown passes and all very good plays.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, on both sides of the football, both offenses are looking very efficient going down the field. McBride looks phenomenal for Blue. Kind of showed, too, I think people forget sometimes how good Salesiana football was last year with that Middletown comeback.
Yeah.
McBride was showing that today. Again, for the goal, Timmons been slinging the football around as well, and it's very impressive. I got a chance to see him this year when Smyrna played their homecoming. I know CR didn't have the season they'd like, but he definitely was the heart and soul for them, which is you're showing it here today in the blue-gold game.
McBride is headed to Catholic University down in D.C. That's where he will play next fall and continue his education. A couple of the other guys I just want to name drop here, and you give me your impressions if you've seen them or you haven't. We talked about Caravel's Brock Rhodes being one of the hardest hitters that I've ever seen in high school football. Obviously, linebacker on defense, he was just phenomenal. He played a lot of fullback and led that running attack for head coach John Reed.
Brock Rhodes, I'll be honest, he's a beast, man. He is a beast. Again, my nephew, Bryce McKinney, you may have covered him in the past. He played linebacker for Coach Reed the previous year. Him and Brock Rhodes tandem, so I got to watch him quite a lot, actually, on film. Physical, downhill. He's a Phil first, ask questions later linebacker, which I love to see as myself as a former linebacker. And just getting physical downhill, man. And also I noticed him today with the short week you mentioned before we got the break. I mean, the chemistry, I see him out there communicating, talking, and finding his keys, man. He's definitely I'm excited to see what he does at the next level.
He's always dialed in, that's for sure. Hey, we can't let you go without you talking a little bit about your player that's here playing for the Golden, Chase Beelan. Talk to us about him and his career.
Absolutely. Chase Beelan, 4-year letterman for Odessa football. My first year, I'll be honest with you, Glenn, I wish I had more time with him, man. He was awesome for us. He runs hard downhill. He was an inside zone downhill runner. Again, he would not go down on first contact. We saw some of that today. They got a couple kicks to him from the kickoff team from Blue.
Yeah.
But we're going to miss him. He was a quiet young man before I took over this year, and he was the voice of the voiceless for this year, and he stepped up when it was time. We had some quarterbacks go down this year, and we got to the point we did some wildcat, and he stepped up as the leader and became that quarterback and taking the handoff for shotgun for us for most of the down. So we're going to miss him. Again, great family. And again, right now he's scheduled to go to Delaware Tech for construction management.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's the last time he plays football. I think he's going to end up keep improving his academics, and I can see him playing at the next level for sure because he's a hard-working young man. His father coaches at Towson University. He's got football in his blood, and I know he's got a lot left in him.
Good stuff. We enjoyed having you here. Come up to the booth with us anytime, right? As long as you're not coaching.
Absolutely. Hey, whenever you guys want me, I'll come up. I love it. I love high school football. Again, I was born and raised here, Glenn, and I'm here for me. I want to support all the kids from across the state. So I appreciate what all you guys do, and let's keep building Delaware football. I appreciate you guys.
All right, there he is, the Odessa Ducks head football coach, Nick Nagati, spending time with us here during halftime and late in the half on Blue Gold Night here on 302 Sports. We're going to take another short break. Jason, we'll be right back.
Get the assurance that your HVAC system is what you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you with over 25 years of experience in the heating, cooling, and plumbing industry. The team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC. 302-239-4822.
Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
You may have tried physical therapy.
But have you tried Premier?
How you doing? My name's Mike Cassidy. I'm the founder and president of Cassidy Painting. I started back in 1984, incorporated in 1986. I never had the word no in my vocabulary. If someone called me to do a job, I always said yes. Whether it was a struggle, whether it was 7 days a week, sun up to sundown, it didn't matter. And with that philosophy, we were able to grow to the size we are. We employ close to 80 individuals.
We really enjoy being in the family business. I look forward to coming to work every day, and it's so nice to work with the people that we work with in the office. We've really become a family with them. We really create a family experience around here.
And Cassidy Painting is a very diversified company. We don't say no to anything. We deal with everything from epoxy floors to painting buildings to spray foam insulation, spray fireproofing. If it deals with a coating, we can handle it. So when our customers call and they're under the gun and they know the need to get a job done, they know who to call because we perform. We've always been performed. We've never been replaced out of 37 years of business. For any of your painting needs, we can handle it.
First State Orthopedics has 46 physicians and 22 physician's assistants at 16 locations across the state of Delaware. We provide both surgical and non-surgical treatment for a variety of orthopedic conditions, are specially trained in current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physicians for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to all local emergency departments, medical aid units, and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Give us a call today at 302-731-2888 or visit us online at firststateortho.com.
Your home, your community. It's not just where you live, it's where you belong. At Dover Federal Credit Union, we understand what it means to be local. We started here, and we're not going anywhere. We're as local as it gets, and we like it that way. We're not just a financial institution, we are the local credit union that you can trust. Local people, local decisions. Dover Federal Credit Union.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Today we're at Matt's Fish Camp in Fenwick Island, Delaware. Come check us out. Matt's Fish Camp features seafood classics, coastal comfort food, and chef-driven specials that pair perfectly with our large selection of craft ales, curated wine list, and camp cocktails. Matt's offers indoor and outdoor dining and is the perfect place to have dinner with your family, happy hour with friends, or enjoy lunch at the Raw Bar. Matt's Fish Camp in Fenwick Island, Delaware, open 7 days a week year-round. See you soon.
Wraps, signs, banners, and promotional items that can help your business stand out from the rest. Looking for an excellent way to convey a professional image? Customized promotional products are the perfect way to target new customers, increase employee retention, and boost your brand awareness. Let the professionals at Cassidy Graphics bring your advertising ideas to life. Give them a call today at 302-326-2412. Again, that number is 302-326-2412. Again, Casty Graphics brings your advertising ideas to life.
I would always pass by Ferris on Kirkwood Highway, so I knew that they existed. We stopped in the showroom. We just clicked, like from day one. They did a total kitchen renovation for us. Ferris was so organized. They were on top of everything from day one. Always here when they said they would be, always on time, kept to the schedule. The level of comfort speaking to everyone that works at Ferris, they were just super friendly, easy to talk to. It was like they were friends, not, people coming to work on our kitchen. The room is totally transformed from what it used to look like. To have all this seating now and the big table, the bench seats, it's great. I love coming home and just walking through the laundry room into the kitchen every day. It was just a great experience. We love Ferris.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Today we're at Fish On in the Villages of 5 Points. Come check us out. Fish On is committed to serving beautiful, simple coastal cuisine in a cool atmosphere with a happening bar, spacious dining room, and outside patio. Popular dishes include the seafood stew and fresh oysters from the raw bar. Fish On's recently renovated event room and is the perfect spot for your next event. Fish On in Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points, open 7 days a week, best happy hour around. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer, president of Sodell Concepts, the best restaurant group in the state, and we're inviting you to come join our team. Sodell Concepts is a growing hospitality company with 16 restaurants and a variety of other hospitality businesses, all located in beautiful southern Delaware. We have recently added many departments to our executive leadership team, including a training department, a property development department, and a construction department. We invite you to come live at the beach and work with a growing restaurant group with many opportunities.
Both teams have returned to the field here at Tubby Raymond Field at Delaware Stadium as we get ready for second half action in the 69th annual DFRC Blue Gold All-Star Game. Blue leading 14-12. We had a 1-yard touchdown run by Salesianum's Aiden Lego to start the scoring. Then Cesar Rodney's Timmons connected with Darius Miller of Lake Forest on a 36-yard touchdown pass. And that was on a 4th down play. The run failed. We were 6-6 at the end of the first quarter. In the second quarter, it was a 27-yard pass from McBride to Tattersall. Jace Hawkins ran in for 2. That made it 14-6. And then Timmons connected with Emery Womack of St. George's for a 17-yard scoring play. Pass failed, and that's where we stand, 14-12. A very competitive first half here. As you remember, the Blue has won 3 straight, and last year's game really wasn't close. The Gold never scored on offense. They got a safety, and that was the only points the Gold actually got last year in the game. Our thanks to Odessa High head coach Nick DeGotti for coming on with us some of halftime and give his impressions of what he saw out there in the first half, Jay. And said he was very impressed with Julius Timmons, and I was too. Both quarterbacks.
Yeah, I thought both quarterbacks had a really good first half for both teams.
Both teams loosening up. Want to mention our officiating crew once again. The referee is Rodney Smith. The umpire is Jeff Ford. Daryl Montgomery, the linesman. The line judge is Ryan Melson. Dan O'Connor, the side judge. The back judge is Davis Smith. Steve Tolliver, the field judge, and the defensive judge is Adam Barbas and Glenn Crowther. Head coach for the Blue, Dave Collins of Hodson Votech. His staff, including 3 of his Hodson Votech assistants, Darrell Lockhart, Ray Jones, and Pat Henry. Also Matt Carey from DMA, Matt Sable from William Penn, and Brian Winnington from Charter School of Wilmington. Jed Bell's the head coach of the Gold team. His assistants, are Philip Townsend of Indian River, Quinn Abbott of St. George's, Alan Preston from Delmar, J.D. Messick of Woodbridge, Eston Ennis from Sussex Tech, and Jed Bell said, I can't coach this game without having my former coach, Mike Tack, be on the sidelines with me. Mike Tack is the Cape Henlopen softball coach and former head coach at Milford High, the last time the Buccaneers won a state championship.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was in the days of D1 and D2. Going to try to get some interviews if we can during the second half with Mike Lang roaming the sidelines. As both teams have returned to their respective sidelines, and we're just getting ready for the kickoff to start the third quarter. And it'll be interesting to see what, if any, adjustments are made in the locker room.
Yeah, that's going to be key, Glenn. See if any adjustments are made. Again, a really close game, 14-12, and we got 24 minutes left of playing time here in the second half, and Gold should get the ball to start the third quarter. Or it'd be Blue.
Yeah.
It'd be Blue. Gold had that long completion to end the first half.
Right. Good connection to Miller of Lake Forest. But it ended the half. And I'll tell you, if Deshaun Jackson, the new head coach at Delaware State University, he's going to have Darius Miller on his squad in the fall. And if he's here watching this game, or if he's somewhere watching our live stream, he's got to be very happy with what he's seeing out of Darius Miller. All right, here we go. Ready to go. Second half action. Gold trying to snap Blue's 3-game win streak. Tate Walls of Laurel will kick it off. End over end. Will sail down to one of the upbacks. He just touched it and it went out of bounds. So that will not be a penalty. It was touched first. And the Blue will operate from their own 27-yard line to start the second half of action. All right, Blue out onto the field. Let's see if they have any changes here. It looks like the quarterback for the Blue will be James Campbell from St. Mark's. And it appears Aiden Lego still in a running back, Salesiana. They fake a screen to one side. They go to the top of the your screen and incomplete. Actually, the closest player was a Gold defender there. Incomplete, second down and 10. James Campbell connected with his twin brother Jude for 8 touchdowns last fall. Lego flanks Campbell in the backfield to his left. 2 receivers top and bottom of your screen. Handoff, Lego, sweep, on the top of your screen. Coming up, and great defensive play to force it into 2 of his teammates. For the Gold, that was Kyle Thompson from Sussex Tech. I think it was him. Let me see. They have these jerseys pulled up a little. I think that might have been Dorsey from Smyrna High. It was Eric Dorsey III from Smyrna High who forced that play. And there was a loss of 2 yards.
Neither team has been able to run the ball tonight. Both defenses have been very good against the run.
Yeah, they certainly have. All the success really has been through the air. Third down and 12. Campbell back to pass. Now he steps up in the pocket. He's going to take off. He scrambles, and he's going to be sacked. And getting to him back there is Jawan Sturgis from Sussex Central, who's having a heck of a game.
Yeah, he really is.
Sturgis and Jakari Banks from Woodbridge have been making some big hits in the backfield. That will send the blue back into punt formation. Back deep for the gold, Noah Hoff and John Parker. Waiting snap from the long snapper. Nice one. High punt. And it takes a gold bounce and will be down by the blue up near the 44-yard line of the goal. On the punt was James Campbell. Nice punt, just didn't get a favorable bounce out of it. So the goal with good field position here out across their 40 to 43-yard line. And they're going to go with it. Looks like a wishbone look. Handoff. Right up the middle, spin move, not much there, if anything. So the new quarterback is Bradley Chavez from Sussex Central. He came in late in the first half. And the handoff that time went to Mark Lawrence from First State Military. And on the stop was Marcus Williams from William Penn.
We'll go.
And we're going to have an interview coming up down on the sideline shortly. Here's a 2nd down and 11. Chavez looks up in the far flat, completes the pass, breaking a tackle, getting a first down, and getting out of bounds at the blue 40-yard line is Womack from St. George's. Let's go down to the sideline now as Mike Lang has former executive director
Glenn,
Tony
Jason,
Glenn.
Craig, Mike Lang down on the field here at the Blue Gold All-Star Game. A lot of excitement down here, and we're joined by Dr. Tony. You've been doing this a long time. You're the honorary chair this year. Let's talk about the continued importance of this game here in Delaware and what it means to you and to the state.
Well, you know, it's the 70th year of DFRC. And even though, you know, DFRC raised this money for us to be able to do the things that we do, but we're also charged with giving the money out to many organizations throughout our state. And it's a statewide, I mean, we're all in it together, the whole state of Delaware, so that money can go to the place that needs to be, so citizens with different types of intellectual challenges and whatever can have a chance at their journey just like everybody else does. And so we've always believed in that. The FRC believes we're a family. We have so many volunteers that you can't call volunteers because they're literally, with not just the game, but all the other things that we do to raise money and the different programs that are involved. You have your volunteers are for your events, but literally hundreds of volunteers that are really family members. So it's meant so much in a state like Delaware that when we get the high school kids up here and just the whole interaction with the buddies. And it starts back in March, and that continues with different parties and different things that we do. And by the time we get here tonight, for those that really put the time in with a buddy and do different things, it's life-changing. And that's like why 53 years later I'm standing here talking to you, is because it can really change your life forever.
Yeah, Tony can't get out of here. He's retired, right? And
twice. I've retired twice in 3 years, but you don't ever really leave the family. You can't retire from a family, and nor do you want to. So we continue to. This should go on forever because it brings us all together. It brings us all together in a state to help understand each other, to know each other, to come together. Everybody should have a chance to fulfill the mission why they came into the world, and that's what this is about, and to understand how much we all mean to each other. So as long as we can do that, we'll be around.
And we thought it might be like oppressive heat tonight. It's really nice down here.
It's a great night. It's awesome, and with the weather that's going to come, we're really happy that the game's tonight.
Tony had a water ice. I'm going to have to go find one, Glenn. Tony, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Glenn, back up to you, man.
Thanks to Mike Lang and Tony Glenn for that interview. And while they were chatting down there, and we thank him again once for that. Interception by the Blue, turned the ball over, and then a long pass completion to Marlon Sparks, and the Blue is in business inside the Gold 25. Lego hit and dropped in the backfield. Defensive stop made by Isaiah Holbrook from Delmar. Holbrook headed to Salisbury University. Scored 27 career touchdowns. Also a lacrosse player. Loss of about 3. It'll be second down and 13. 7:30 to go in the third quarter. Blues still on top, 14-12. Gabe Welsh, quarterback for the Blue now from Conrad. He connected on that long pass. Now he throws another one up into the end zone. Jump ball. Caught for a touchdown in the corner of the end zone. And that's Sparks again. The Conrad to Hodson connection on this drive, Jay.
Yeah, what a great throw. Great touch. He threw that right in the back corner of the end zone. Great catch. And that was great coverage, too. I mean, he placed that ball where only his receiver could go up and get it. And the Blue turns the first interception into points.
Yeah, the first turnover of the game. And now they're going to attempt to kick the extra point. And the young man who just threw the touchdown pass, Gabe Welsh, will attempt the PAT. Placement down, kick is up, and the kick is good. The first extra point kick of the ball game. That extends the Blue lead to 9 points. It's now 21-12, and we'll be right back after this. Very nice touchdown drive after the turnover, engineered by Conrad's Gabe Welsh. He connected twice with Marlon Sparks of Hodson Votech. The final one, a pinpoint pass in the corner of the end zone, and he kicked the extra point. Here's the kickoff. Tip drill for the Gold on the return up to the 25, 30, 35, and out just shy of the 40-yard line. And that was John Parker Jr. Just under 7 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Gold saying if they can't get back on the board and tighten things up. See if they have the same quarterback come out. Looks like a running back checking into the alignment is Chase Beelan. How about that? The Odessa Duck. We were just talking to his coach. And he's actually going to line up as a slot receiver / wingback. They faked the direct snap to the man in motion. Instead, a handoff up the middle and maybe 2 yards, and that's it. It almost looks like a double wing set that
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Up just across the 40-yard line of the Gold, second down and 8. And I know there's no storms in the area, but I see all these flashes, and I'm thinking, oh, tell me that's not, and it can't be because we'd stop the game. There's a lot of people taking pictures. Quarterback under center. That's Timmons. Turns, fakes it to one back. Yeah, it's a wing T. It's sort of the wing T reverse. And first down yardage across midfield and into Blue territory. See who that was on the carry. I think that was the Gold's number 12. It was Javion Chandler of Indian River. So head coach John Wells, Sussex Central's got to be proud of what he's seeing right now as the Gold comes out with the wing tee set. Run the counter play that time. And Malik Bell is the feature back. Again, it is a double wing set. Bell, this is all too familiar for him. It's a pitch out to the motion back. Turns the corner. Down inside the 40 and down to the blue 38-yard line and a first down. Trying to see who that was on the run that time. Looks like just shy of the first down. I don't know whether they're going to call timeout to measure or not. I thought he had the first down yardage. Oh, we've got a personal foul face mask against the offense. First major penalty of the game.
Yeah, there you go. I wonder if towards the end of play, if he tried to get that stiff arm and got the face mask.
So instead of having a first down inside the 40-yard line of the blue, now the Gold backed up. It'll be first down at about 17. Ball back on the Gold 45-yard line. Now this time they go away from the wing. Pressure's coming off the edge. Timmons steps up, throws down the sideline. What a catch made by Noah Hoff, but flags all over the place. And I think they're going to call.
Probably a late hit on the quarterback.
Temper's flaring a little bit down there. Officials will get together and talk about this. Nice catch by Noah Hoff. And again, he was running a sideline route and alertly cut it in so that Timmons could see that he was open. So we went the entire first quarter of this game with no flags. We had two procedures. Personal foul, roughing the passer. You were right, Jay. So the major penalty that they had earlier with the face mask, now they've made up for it with this one as the blue is whistled for a late hit. And that's going to give the Gold the ball all the way down inside the 25 at the 24-yard line.
Yeah, the combination of the pass play plus the late hit on the quarterback sets that Gold up in great field position here, almost in the red zone.
Officials still discussing things a little bit before we get the snap here. Malik Bell in the backfield. Quarterback is Chavez. Teammates of the Sussex Central Golden Knights. Chavez pass into the seam of the zone. Complete to Darius Miller. He's bounced out, but it's going to be first and goal.
Miller's big game has continued. Another great catch for him. He gets down to the 7-yard line.
Yeah, first and goal from here. So now the Caesar Rodney quarterback, Julius Timmons, back in the game. Chavez checks out. Malik Bell stays in at running back. Back to pass, pressure coming off the edge, throw in the end zone. It's tipped and incomplete. And that is a good tip by, we were talking about him, Jay, Brock Rhodes.
Yeah. He does it all. He's not only a good hitter, but they're great instincts to get those hands up and knock the pass away.
Drifted back in coverage, and if he hadn't tipped that, that was a touchdown in the back of the end zone. Brings up second down and goal. 4:43 to go in quarter number 3. It's 21-12, blue over Gold. Trips to the bottom of your screen. Timmons in the gun. Puts the ball right in the belly of Malik Bell inside the 5, running hard, and then he stood up at the 3, still moving that pile. I think they're finally going to, no, they still haven't whistled him down. He got all the way, I think, down to the 1.
Hey, he would not go down. Then the offensive line gave him a couple extra push. And good job by the officials not blowing that whistle early.
Yeah, I was watching the side judge that coming in, and he said that he saw the legs were still churning. 3rd and goal from the 1. The only rushing touchdown in the game was Aiden Allego's 1-yard run for the Blue. See what the goal does here. Got an extra blocking back in the backfield. Handoff up the middle. Waiting for the official call. And it's a touchdown. And scoring there on the run, number 14, Khalid Schoolfield from Delmar High School.
Great answer drive there by the Gold. Go right down the field after the Blue took the 9-point lead. Now it'll be interesting. See what they do here. They only trail by 3 right now.
Yeah, it's a 21-18 ball game now, and we've been back and forth, back and forth. Malik Bell, he's trying to power his way in. I think they're going to stop him just short of the goal line. So we've got another tape in a one-possession game, 21-18 with 3:47 to go here in this third quarter. But keep it right here. Glad you're with us on 302 Sports on this free live stream on YouTube.
Yeah, again, another great drive by the Gold. Seems like when one team scores, the other team has an answer. And that's why this game is a 3-point game.
So a Delmar Wildcat getting into the scoring column on that 1-yard run by Khalid Schoolfield from Delmar, who is headed to Salisbury in the fall. Had over 1,000 rushing yards and 14 touchdowns and was voted the team most valuable player last year. And then right before the kickoff, let's send it down to Mike Lang, who has Julius Timmons with him.
All right, Glenn, joined by Jules Timmons from Caesar Rodney. Let's talk about this game. It's a pretty close game. Has it been as competitive as you thought it would be and a lot of fun as well?
Yes, it's been really fun, and we knew from the start it was going to be competitive, so I just like that we're fighting, and, we're going to keep this game going in our way.
Let's talk about your experience this week with getting to know your teammates a little better and the whole buddy program. What's that meant to you?
It's meant a lot. Like, we came in Sunday. Some of us knew each other from playing against each other or playing with each other. But over this last week, it's really become a brotherhood. Like, everybody's breaking out their shell and everybody's talking to each other, so it's really nice.
And how about the working with your buddies? Who are you working with? What's his first name?
His name is Isaiah.
And how have you guys grown together over the last couple of months?
It's been nice because his mom works with my mom too, so I've been there before the buddy program was even happening, see him down at field days, so it was nice that he knew a familiar face.
Now, what are you going to be doing in the fall?
In the fall, I'll be attending Alvernia University playing football.
Did you hear that, Glenn? Steele's going to Alvernia up in Reading, so we're going to be following him like we follow all the high school graduates here from Delaware. Jules, you're having a great game. And good luck the rest of the way. Thanks for doing this for us. All right, Glenn, back to you. Thanks, man.
Mike Lang with Caesar Rodney quarterback Julius Timmons. And, yes, he's headed to Alvernia. There are quite a few players on this field tonight that are headed to Alvernia. Oh, it's going to be a halfback pass down the field. The man is open and caught. Running down the field. Going for a touchdown. A trick play by the Blue. And scoring on the long one is Brashim Davis. And the pass was from Ryan Tattersall.
Yeah, so it was a screen. It was a pass thrown behind the line to Ryan to Tattersall, who then fires it downfield. What a play call there. And that's how you you get the answer right back. Man, we're seeing some plays here, Glenn.
Wow. 27-18 now in favor of blue. And that went for well over 70 yards.
80.
Yeah, 80 yards. That was the first play after the touchback.
Yep.
Now we had our interview going on.
Yeah.
Another extra point attempt by the blue. Waiting snap from center. Placement's down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So Gabe Welsh doing a job now. The 2 in a row for the Conrad Red Wolf. And that extends the lead out to 28-18. 10-point advantage for the blue in this one. So how about that for sudden change?
Yeah, that like you said, we were doing the interview, cut right back and focused on the first play, and the blue dialed up the old trick play. Throw back to Tattersall. He throws to Davis, and once he caught the ball, Glenn, he was off.
And that is by far the longest play of the game on the 80 yards. Well, Mike Lang has got Tony Glenn, and he had Julius Timmons, the gold starting quarterback from Caesar Rodney. Now he's going to try the other side of the field, see if he can get somebody on blue.
We want to test him.
Yeah. And it looks like Mike has made his way over to the blue side. He's going to try to get somebody from an interview over there, and it looks like our wireless mic working pretty good.
Yeah.
So we'll look at him just as soon as he grabs somebody. Meanwhile, down on the field.
I think the kickoff went out of bounds, Glenn, so.
Penalty. And they get the ball up at the,
I believe, 35 in high school football.
They're going to place it down there. So the goal will operate from there. We've had one kickoff go deep for a touchback. First time it's happened all game. But it took the blue one play to cover 80 yards and extend that lead out to double digits. Blue, running play. Up to the 35, the 40, turning the corner up at the 45-yard line. And a good run there by Parker. All right, Mike's got somebody down there.
All right, Glenn, Craig, we're joined by Kel Denigris from DMA. Kel, let's talk about what this week has been for you, getting to know the other players a little better and working with your buddy in this whole experience.
Well, you know, my dad and uncle played in blue gold, and they always tell me it's such a great experience for you. And all my teammates here, I've only heard of them, and now me spending a week in the dorms with them and learning their personalities, it feels like they're family at this point. I feel like if we were if only we could have played together or something, it would have been so much fun. And for blue and gold, I love this organization, making people feel included with us, because my buddy Leon, he has Down syndrome, but he loves hooping, he can shoot a mean corner three right there. But yeah, I love the entire organization, what they're doing for us.
Now Leon's your buddy this week? Is Leon your buddy?
Yeah, he's my buddy.
Okay. Let's talk about this game, a little higher scoring. Sometimes what we see, some real big plays out there. How would you rate the caliber of football tonight?
Oh, this is a 10. This is state championship team versus state championship team. Everybody here, so the All-Stars, they got that wing team. They got Malik Bell, player of the year right there. Then on our side, we got Sleaziana boys. We got Rasheem Davis. We have all these great guys on the line and skills. It's awesome. I love how we're able to play with each other and play against each other.
So just talk about how little way to wrap up your high school athletic career. Obviously, you were a wrestler and football player. Just to be able to be out here tonight playing one last football game in high school, what's it mean to you?
It feels like amazing, you know, like I get to go out on like a beautiful summer night at you know, the tub and stuff. You know, I'm playing with all my boys. I got Ethan Brantley and John Lenham on this team, and I get to hang out with all these other all-star teams.
And what are you doing in the fall?
I'm playing football at Merrimack College in Massachusetts.
All right, Glenn. We got Kale, the big guy right here, our wrestling state champ and a football stater. Kale, congratulations and good luck for you.
Appreciate it.
All right, Glenn, back to you.
All right, Mike Lang, a scramble, interception, second one of the game for the Blue. A little bit more air under that one, and Womack might have been running to the goal line. Instead, the Blue with their second turnover of the game.
Yeah, their second interception here in the second half. Last time they got the interception, they scored off it, so, and they got good field position here.
Mike doing a good job down there with our sideline interviews.
Yeah, I like this new wireless mic.
Yeah,
Glenn.
we better protect this one.
Yeah.
All right. Last time the Blue picked off a pass, they put a scoring drive together. Now before the snap, we have a whistle. Delay a game on the Blue. That'll be a 5-yard penalty. Back them up at their own 44-yard line. And it'll be first down and 15. Just under 3 minutes to go in this third quarter. Blue trying to win their 4th consecutive game in this series. McBride back in at quarterback. Hands off, right up the middle. Lego. And he got all the yardage lost by the penalty back, plus another one, right to midfield where it'll be 2nd and 9.
Yeah, one thing now with the 10-point lead for Blue, let's see if they start running, trying to get that running game going a little bit. Run some clock off.
I agree with you. Everybody getting in, playing in this game tonight on both sides of the ball. McBride, the gun. Lego to his left. Quick pass over the middle on a slant pattern. It was caught for a moment and then popped out of there. I think they might call this one incomplete. Let's see. Or are they going to say he was down on the ground? They're going to say he was down. It was a nice catch, a good designed pass play to Davis. And the Blue trying to overcome a penalty to start this drive. Now it's 3rd down to about 3. Lego gets it, sweep, far side. Has the first down yardage before he's bounced out, and they're going to say a late hit. That'll be another major penalty, and most of these have come in the second half of this game. Stocks the clock with 90 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
Yeah, like you said, in the first half, we had 2 total penalties altogether. And then here in the second half, we had the face mask and a couple late hit penalties.
Yeah, roughing the passer. So it was 3rd down and 3. Lego got the first down yardage, and then once he was out of bounds, I think that was not an intentional late hit, but it's one of those ones where your momentum's just carrying you and you can't stop. But the flag was flying, and the call was made. So here's our referee. Oh, we might have offsetting here. So we have unsportsmanlike against the Blue after the late hit out of bounds. So Lego gets the credit for the first down carry. Inside the 40 at the 38-yard line of the Gold. And then the 2 dead ball fouls. So the drive continues after the interception. McBride stays in a QB for the Blue, fakes the handoff. Now he throws it in the near flat, but over the head of Davis and incomplete. And now we've got some more problems over on the other side of the field.
Yeah, this is hopefully that they can get this control. It's been chippy a little bit here in the second half, Glenn.
So we had an incomplete pass, which would bring up second down and 10. We'll have to check on these, I'm going to assume, unsportsmanlike flags, as I think this is at the point where the coaches have to step in. And
I was just about thinking that, Glenn. This is where you just have to say, look, we're competitors, right? You know, that's in our nature. Even though it's an all-star game, you want to compete, but you just hope that we can get this under control a little bit.
Yeah, you got to remember what the point of this game is.
Yes. And I think it's a good job as you can see the Blue team out taking a knee in front of their coaching staff. He's probably the same thing with the Gold team over here. The coach is out in the field talking to his players.
Right. Yeah. All right, so here's the call from a referee. So we've just had 2 players ejected, unfortunately, from this game.
I think that's a good job by the officials there, Glenn. They're sending the message. All right, enough.
Yeah.
If you do it, you will be tossed.
So offsetting, unsportsmanlike, and do we even want to say who the players are? No, we're not going to do that. 2 players were ejected, 1 for each side. Offsetting. So after the incomplete, it'll be second down and 10 for the Blue at the Gold 38. And the unfortunate thing, this happened right after an unsportsmanlike and a late hit on the far side of the field. And apparently the emotions carried over to the next play.
And again, you can see that the Gold coach is out there talking to the official. I think the Blue coach is talking to the officials on the other side. It's just, I think that's what the officials are telling them. And now both coaches are coming together here.
Dave Collins and Jed Bell. They're discussing what went on. Besides the assistant coaches on both staffs that I announced, there are a lot of other head football coaches that are here tonight that are volunteering on the sidelines. I see Brian Timpson from Apple High out there for the Gold. We saw Dave Hearn earlier.
Yes.
Del Mar's head coach, longtime head coach. And there are many others out here. Just that we're on the side, the home side, and that's the Gold team. The Blue team way across the other side of the field, and I really can't make out anybody else over there that I would recognize or know from this distance. Old eyes, Jay. McBride back to pass, and he's wrapped up and sacked back at the 41-yard line. Jakari Banks was in there. I think Jawan Sturgis. Let's see who else got up off the ground. But they're helping McBride up. That's good sportsmanlike. And we need that right now. Yeah, that was Jawan Sturgis, I think, in on the sack. Might have got a little help there from Sam Pucci, also from Sussex Central. Didn't tell you about Pucci. He's going to Ursinus. He had 98 tackles as a senior, 17 and a half TFLs.
Wow. Almost 100 tackles in a 10-game season.
Yeah, awesome. McBride gets out of harm's way, but then he bounced the pass intended for Davis. So that'll bring up fourth down. And that stops the clock with about a half a minute to go here in this third quarter, which started out with some really nifty offensive plays, and then it just kind of got out of hand a little bit. So we're hoping that the two teams, the leaders get in there and the coaches get in there and they calm these guys down a little. Both teams want to win the game, there's no doubt.
Oh, yeah.
Blues are going to go into punt formation. So that'll be Gabe Welsh, I think, out there to is that Welsh or Campbell? I can't tell. Waiting snap. That's Campbell. Nice high punt. Aims it for the far side. It's fielded just inside the 10-yard line by Hoff, and he will get up across the 15 to the 16, and that's where the goal will have it. They're down by 10 points. Just a little over 1 quarter left to play in this one.
Yeah, we've seen, both these teams can score in a couple plays, so.
Yeah. Yeah, we've seen both of them airing it out quite a bit in this ball game here tonight. Even saw the last offensive set, go with the wing T offense for a few plays. See what they do here. Schofield will stay in the backfield. That's actually Timmons. Timmons for CR. Throws it downfield, turns the receiver around. He made the catch, but he made it out of bounds. Pretty acrobatic effort by Eric Dorsey III from Smyrna.
Yeah, the ball was tipped, and he called it out of bounds. Tried to sell it.
Yeah. Interesting story about Eric in the Delaware State News by Andy Walder, and I can't remember the schools now, but played his freshman year at Smyrna. Then he went to either a tech or a private school somewhere else in Delaware his sophomore year. Junior year, he played out of state in PA, but he wanted to come back his senior year and finish his career at Smyrna High.
That is pretty interesting and cool that he wanted to finish at Smyrna.
Timmons back to pass, steps up in the pocket, runs away from the pressure, now throws it downfield. Wide open was Darius Miller. Flags are down as Miller is heading to the end zone. He scores, but we'll have to check the flags.
I wonder if that was maybe offensive pass interference.
Could have been. We saw one flag thrown near midfield. I'll tell you what, Miller is definitely exciting.
Yes, he is. But if it does stand, that would be the new longest touchdown pass.
Yeah, that would be, 84?
4 yards. But they're all coming back.
Yeah, the officials are getting together again. As on the scoreboard, time has expired in the quarter.
Yes.
But we'll have to see here what the officials decide. The one official standing right down here inside the 50 where that flag was thrown. Looks like Gabe Welsh for the Blue along the far sideline, warming up a little bit. Once again, our head referee's Rodney Smith. We're waiting for him to turn that mic on. It's going to be half the distance penalty. I believe, if I heard him right, he said illegal participation.
Yes.
I really initially thought it was going to be quarterback beyond the line of scrimmage on the pass, and then, like you said, downfield, maybe offensive pass interference or defensive, PI. But nevertheless, that long, exciting scoring play comes back, and it's second down and long for the goal back inside the 10.
I guess we're going to have an on-time play.
Must. Timmons in the gun. Steps back into the end zone, rolls near side. He lets it go downfield again. Miller tried to stay in bounds and make the grab. He once again got behind the secondary, but they couldn't connect on the play. Now there's a flag again back inside the 10.
I think he might have passed the line of scrimmage when he threw it. It was very close.
Yeah, they're looking to the blue sideline to see if they want him to take the penalty. And once again, we just hold on and wait for the call by referee Rodney Smith. And here he is. Yep, legal pass. Loss it down. That brings up 3rd down and long, and I guess we're going to have another on-time play. Can't get out of this 3rd quarter, Jay.
I got my commercial right here.
It's been interesting, to say the least. Also half the distance again, so back to the 4-yard line, the line of scrimmage. To get a first down, they need to cross their own 26-yard line. Third and 22 for the goal, back at their own 4. Timmons standing in the end zone. Schofield next to him. Wants him to pick up a blitzer. Brock Rhodes blitzing off the edge, and Brock Rhodes hits him. I think he just got out of the end zone. It wouldn't be a safety. That was fun to watch develop because Timmons pointed right to Rhodes, and he told his blocking back, you got to get him.
Yep.
Rhodes got through 2 blockers and almost recorded a safety. So at the 1, it'll be 4th down when we start the 4th quarter. That's the end of the 3rd quarter here in the Blue Gold game. It's 28-18 in favor of the Blue. We'll be back after this.
First State Orthopedics has 46 physicians and 22 physician's assistants at 16 locations across the state of Delaware. We provide both surgical and non-surgical treatment for a variety of orthopedic conditions, are specially trained in current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physicians for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to all local emergency departments, medical aid units, and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Give us a call today at 302-731-2888 or visit us online at firststateortho.com. First State Orthopedics has 46 physicians and 22 physician's assistants at 16 locations across the state of Delaware. We provide both surgical and non-surgical treatment for a variety of orthopedic conditions, are specially trained in current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physicians for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to all local emergency departments, medical aid units, and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Give us a call today at 302-731-2888 or visit us online at firststateortho.com.
Welcome back to Delaware Stadium and the 69th Blue Gold All-Star Football game. As we start the 4th quarter, it'll be 4th down for the goal just outside their goal line as Brock Rhodes nearly recorded a safety to end the 3rd quarter. And Jay and I were talking when we finally went to break. They didn't want that 3rd quarter to ever end.
No, man. It was long, and then we had 2 on-time downs. You normally don't see maybe 1 during the regular season. We had 2 in this game in the 3rd quarter.
Glenn Fraser alongside Jason Winchell. Mike Lang doing our interviews down on the sidelines, and up here in the booth with us on the camera, Greg Liskowski. I call him the marathon man for being with us for the track finals this year. That had to be the longest broadcast in history. Friday night we had down at Dover High, we had the storm that delayed everything, and then eventually, we'll just roll everything over to Saturday morning. But they left us up in the press box.
They were going to leave you there all night, Glenn.
Well, it was raining pretty good, Jay.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite as hard as the Salesianum-Smyrna game that you had up at, was that at the old Baynard Stadium?
Yeah.
I can't believe they played that game.
Yeah, I can't either.
Anyhow, I digress. Here we go. Gold punting from their own end zone. Tate Wall's standing at the back of the end zone. Needs a clean snap here. He's gotten them all night. He gets one. Got the punt off. Blues going to have great field position. Taking it on a hop at the 32 is Davis. He's hit at the 20 and will go down there, and a flag is thrown. This might be a face mask. I have to check and see. At the very least, the Blue with excellent field position as we thought they might. Once again, the officials gathering. There's the call. Face mask tacked on to the end of the play. Half the distance. It'll be 1st and goal at the 10 for the Blue. So that long touchdown pass to Darius Miller of 84 yards that was nullified by penalties really, really hurt the Gold. They got pushed back. Had 3rd down from the 4. And then when Timmons went back in the end zone, Brock Rhodes got him. He just barely put the ball out across the goal line to avoid a safety. But the field position, you knew after the punt, the Blue was going to be in business. And now we got a timeout by the Gold.
The Blue could get in here, Glenn. They extend the lead to about 16, 17 points.
Yeah.
Could be an uphill climb for the Gold team. So maybe that's why the timeout. He's going to try and see if he can get a defense to stand.
Looked like coming on the field late was Isaiah Holbrook from Delmar into the defensive alignment for the Gold. Also out there defensively from Laurel, Keyshawn Copes. Lego gets the handoff from McBride. He crashes across the 10 down close to the 6. He'll gain 4. It'll be 2nd and goal. And on the stop for the Gold, Navri Brown Washington. First time we called his name in the game. Also in there, Keegan Countryman from Dover High. Taking it right up the middle himself, McBride tried to bounce it outside. Fumbles the football, and the Blue recovers in the end zone. That's Lego who recovered the fumble. And now the officials trying to decide if McBride was down. Another discussion with the White Hats. Usually there's just one white hat.
Yeah.
They're all wearing white hats.
They're all wearing white hats.
Yeah. All right, here's our call. So it goes as a touchdown, a fumble recovered in the end zone by Lego, his 2nd score of the game. And that pushes that lead out to 34-18.
That's one where McBride's trying to get to the end zone, 2nd effort, fumbles the football, but his Slazy and teammate was there to fall on it.
That's definitely Sally's teamwork there.
Yeah.
Oh, bad snap. Pass. And that falls harmlessly to the ground. That's the first time the Blue hasn't converted after a touchdown since the 1st quarter. That makes it 34-18, keeping it right here. Almost the entire 4th quarter still to play. Keeping an eye on Mike Lang down there on the sideline, see if he's working any more interview possibilities. Looks like nothing on the horizon. to use the field glasses and see if I can find our colleague. He might have made his way back to the gold side. Regardless, line it up for the kickoff. Looks like Aiden Lego will kick it off. Pooch kick, center of the field. And it will go out of bounds, drawing the penalty.
We've seen a lot of laundry here in the second half.
Too much.
Yep.
Way too much. But let's hope we don't see any more of the major penalties. The unsportsmanlike. Hard to believe, Jay, but we got to start to go over our broadcast schedule for football in the fall. Less than 3 months away.
Yeah, you realize how quick it's coming up.
I know. Well, we were looking on the sidelines for our roving reporter, Mike Lang, and here he is back in the press box. Good job with that.
These kids are not happy.
Yeah, well. We were remarking it took a long time to play that third quarter, Mike.
It was pretty emotional.
Yeah, unfortunately. All right, the Gold had the option to take the 5-yard penalty and make the Blue kick it again. They're going to do that. High end over end, not much distance, running up under it at the 30-yard line. Gold up to the 40. And thrown down at the 45. That's Delmar's Schoolfield on the return. Good field position for the Gold, but they are in a big hole right now, down 34-18.
Yeah, this is a big drive for them here. Start their first drive of the fourth quarter.
I thought they really had success when they went to the wing tee there for about 4 or 5 plays. Let's see if they go back to that. Schoolfield will stay in at running back, as will Malik Bell. And look at that. They do go back to the wing tee. Double wing set. Chavez a quarterback. Walls in motion. They fake the pitch out to him. It's the counter play, breaking a tackle. And Schoolfield gets the ball up to midfield, and now we've got another little fricas going on.
Yeah, good job by Coach Bell. He got out of there quickly on the field to try to separate the teams. But, this is, again, you just don't like to see this in this type of all-star game.
No. There was a 5-yard gain on the play. And now the officials have to jump. It's a personal foul against the Blue. So I'm sure they're going to tack this on to the end of the run, right, Jay? Yep, it'll be 15 yards to the end of the play. So the Gold runs one play, and because of the penalty, they gain 20 yards down to the 35-yard line of the Blue.
Yeah, again, now gives the Gold good field position. And as a coach, you probably just want to say, hey, let's not give any more 15-yard penalties.
This time trips to the top of your screen. And they go away from the wing tee. Caesar Rodney's Julius Timmons back in a quarterback. Throw the screen to top of your screen. Womack makes the catch, gets a block at the 30, spin move, and close to a first down inside the 25. Emery Womack had a real nice career at Hodson Tech, special player. And on the connection that time from Julius Timmons, enough for the first down on the screen. Clock running, 10 minutes to go in the game. 2 receivers top and bottom of your screen. Timmons stays in at QB. Again, drops back. Has time, throws center of the field, and that's picked off again. The third interception by the Blue, and that one picked off by Jace Hawkins. And the turnovers costly for the Gold tonight. The Blue has not turned the ball over.
No, the Blue has not turned the ball over, and the Gold now with their third interception.
So the Blue get the ball right back, 9:50 to go in the game, and a 16-point lead. Let's see who the Blue trots out to quarterback. Actually, McBride stays in. Lego lines up behind him.
You have another delay game?
Yeah, delay game. So the interception occurred at the 6 of the Blue. That'll be half the distance back to the 3. First down at 13. Handoff, Lego being chased by Jawan Sturgis. He might have gained a yard. And you said it earlier in this half, Jay, that with the big lead now for the Blue, probably just keep the ball on the ground.
Yeah, I would just keep the ball on the ground, let it run some time off the clock, pick up a couple first downs here.
There was a gain of about a half a yard, so second down and 12. This time, Lego flanks McBride in the backfield. Fake the handoff. They're going to pass far sideline and beating the secondary, making the catch, running down the sideline all the way for the touchdown. Ryan. That's Davis, isn't it? Yep, number 2, Brasheen Davis. And there's the longest play of the night.
Yeah, what's that, about 96 yards?
96 yards.
That might be a
record.
I was just about to say.
They don't put those
they
in
used
the programs
to have
anymore.
Yeah, I was saying they used to have the.
Well, didn't you have a 92-yarder last year? In last year's game for the Blue.
Yeah.
I think it might have been a 92-yarder, so that trumps that one. And maybe the Gold's defense was thinking the same thing we
were thinking.
Sell out for the run.
Yep.
40-18 in favor of the Blue now. Got a little bit of miscommunication here with the Blue. Brady McBride, the holder, is now going off the field. Three unanswered touchdowns scored by the Blue after it was a 3-point game at 21-18. And the Blue has just opened it up here in the second half thanks to 3 turnovers, 2 of them in this half. Interceptions and long plays. All right, now Davis is going to be the holder for the point after attempt. Placement down. Kick has the distance, and it splits the uprights. 20 unanswered points now by the Blue as they lead 41-18. Most of the crowd's still here. Not too many of them have left, Jay.
Yeah, like I said, I think it's a pretty good crowd. We even have people sitting in the end zone stands.
Yeah, how about that?
Which you normally don't get in these games.
And
of course, University of Delaware is going to be in the Conference USA this year, Glenn.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to have a lot of weeknight games.
Got to get used to the Wednesday night primetime games.
All right, ready for the kickoff. It'll be Welsh on the kickoff. Again, there have not been many deep kickoffs in this game tonight. And we see that a lot in high school football anymore. You have dangerous return man up and down the state. Why let them have an opportunity? Just give up a little field position.
Plus, you have a kicker that can kick it to the end zone.
Right.
Then
there's a deep kick inside the 10, and it's going to go out of the back of the end zone. I think the gold return man down there was kind of hoping that was going to go out of bounds. It did not. I think that was Eric Dorsey back there. So it's a touchback. Ball will come out to the 20-yard line. Under 9 minutes to go in this one. Blue looking like they're going to get their 4th straight win in the series. Glenn Fraser alongside Craig Liskowski on camera, and we're putting up with these two guys that have golfing injuries. I don't know what's up with these two. You can't take them to the Poconos, apparently. Broadcasting, I guess, could be a dangerous occupation.
Yeah.
And show of some good sportsmanship now down along the line with the O-line, D-line, blue and gold. I saw Marcus Williams from William Penn go across the line and shake the hand of, I believe it was Nate Roscoe of Smyrna. You like to see cooler heads prevailing at this point. Chavez stays in at quarterback, hands it off out of the backfield, a gain of about 4 yards before he's thrown back. And on the carry that time for the Gold was Noah Walker from Polytech. Noah is headed to Lycoming in the fall. Was all class 1A back-to-back seasons for Coach Eilers down there at Polytech. Second down and 6 for the Gold. Chavez under center, high formation behind him. Pitch out, run the sweep, near side. Good pursuit defensively. And after a gain of maybe a yard or two, the running back is thrown back. And that was number 12, Javion Chandler from Indian River.
A couple more pushing and shoving after the play and more flags down.
Javion Chandler, how about the Class 1A championship game
That was an incredible game, wasn't it?
Wow.
Back and forth we went. That was one of those ones, whoever had the ball last, you had a feeling.
Pretty much. And Indian River wins it on a 4th down hook and ladder play.
Yes.
That Javion Chandler was part of. I think, I'm trying to remember, he was the one I interviewed in postgame, and I asked him about the play, and he said, I wasn't too sure about that. He was questioning the coach's call.
That's right. I do remember that.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. What a 1A title game that was. Got a timeout taken by the Blue with just under 8 minutes to go. The penalty was against the Blue at the end of the run. As you think back now to the fall, I mean, we had exciting 3A championship, 1A championship, 2A. You got to give Howard credit for hanging with Caravel as long as they did, I think.
Yeah, I think they just kind of ran out of gas there in that late second half.
Yeah, and Caravel just kind of
and then they started.
Yep.
You know, Caravel took advantage of some turnovers.
Flexed their muscles. But Caravel will be moving up a class.
Caravel's going up. Then you got, the 2 1A. Indian River went up, and Tatnall went up, who both played in that championship game last year.
And 3A St. Mark's came down.
St. Mark's came down, and then a couple 2A teams in Concord, Newark, and I believe Delcastle all moved down to 1A.
Okay, I'm not sure on that one, but I defer to you guys.
So,
anywho, yeah, some changes coming up this season in high school football, and as we were just talking about, it's less than 3 months away.
Yeah,
tomorrow is officially the first day of summer, and it's going to feel like it.
Yes, it is.
All right, here we go after the timeout. From their own 39, 1st and 10 for the Gold. Chavez under center. Go with a single wing set here. Wing back in motion. Hand off to Schoolfield from Delmar. He got out across the 40 to the 41 to pick up a 2. 2nd and 8 coming up. I want to give a shout out to some of these guys. I know there's a lot of names that we didn't call tonight. Michael Barron from AI DuPont. Rasheem Davis from Hodson had a heck of a game. Marlon Sparks from Hodson as well. Keon Chase from the Dickinson Rams. Javion Pollard from Christiana. Nehemiah Hamilton of St. E's. Gary Blaylock of Hodson. This is a blue team. R.J. Moore of Tatnall. L.J. Smith, Salesianum, along with Brady McBride and Aiden Lego from the Sal's. Jude and James Campbell from St. Mark's. We'll get back to that in just a moment. 2nd down play for the Gold. They give it to the fullback this time. Good gain off right tackle. Been very close to a 1st down. Nice run by Noah Walker of Polytech. Also, we've seen a lot of Gabe Welsh tonight from Conrad. Ethan Brantley from DMA. Chase Hawkins, another Silver Eagle, has had a good night. Robert Harmon, Newark Yellow Jackets. Zeke Harrison from Howard. John Lednam, DMA. Ryan Tattersall, friends, had a heck of a game. Christian Whitmire, Archmere. LJ Aldis from the Force. Brock Rhodes from Caravel. Mitch Cummings, Salesianum. Chase Boardley, Tower Hill. Gavin Urbyri from McCain. Destin Hogarth from Tatnall. C.J. Walker, Concord. Mackay Gaithers, William Penn. Xavion Tuck, Caravel. Jack Chessman, Archmere. Kevin Williams from the Mount. Michael Hernandez from the Force. Albert Chadembo, Brandywine. Chase Armstrong, Caravel. Kalen DeNigris from DMA. Tyler Utica, St. Mark's, and rounding it out, Marcus Williams from William Penn. We have a timeout on the field. That's the blue squad tonight. For the Gold, Darius Miller, and he showed us some athleticism on display tonight that he's going to take with him to be a Hornet at Delaware State. John Parker Jr., Middletown, formerly a Dover. Bradley Chavez from Sussex Central. Emery Womack, good night for him, St. George's. Malik Bell from Sussex Central. Jawan Sturgis had a really good defensive game tonight, also from the Golden Knights. Noah Walker, Polytech. Tate Walls from Laurel. Navri Brown, Washington, St. George's Tech. Jace Munson from St. George's. Braden Coleman from Red Lion. Javion Chandler, Indian River. Julius Timmons, Caesar Rodney, maybe the unsung hero of this game. Khalid Schoolfield, Delmar. Eric Dorsey III, Smyrna. Kyle Thompson, Sussex Tech. Noah Hall from Appo. And we'll get this play and pick it up after this. 3rd down and inches. Right up the middle and enough for the 1st down at midfield. Stephen Davis, Caesar Rodney. Kenny Vowson, Polytech. Jason Askins Brooks, St. George's. First State Military's Mark Lawrence. Talil Trower, Early College High School. Milford's Amari Matthews. Jakari Banks, Woodbridge. Good defensive game for him. Sam Pucci, Sussex Central. Chase Beelan, Odessa. Omari Cofield, Appo, one of my favorite players this year. No bias. Keyshawn Copes, Laurel. Woodbridge's Markel Clark. Isaiah Holbrook, Delmar. Zane Colborn, Cape. Here's the play on the field. Running play and run out of bounds. There'll be a loss on the play for the Gold. Joey Miniconzi, Middletown. Aaron Hall, Appaquinimink. Delmar's Garrett Cooper. Joseph Sezapek, Caesar Rodney. Delmar's Van Collins. Manny Alexander from St. George's. An anchor on the line. Nate Roscoe, Smyrna, another good lineman. Keegan Countryman, Dover High on the line. And finally, Colin Campbell, another lineman from the Middletown Cavaliers. Hats off to the seniors.
Yeah, absolutely. All had great careers here for their respected schools in Delaware.
Stoppage on the field with 5:40 to go. Got a penalty against the Gold. (41-18) game result no longer in doubt. Blue is going to win their 4th straight in the series to match the 4 previous the Gold had won.
Oh.
And at least these seniors got to play their final high school game at Delaware Stadium. All right, Gold, 2nd down and Main Street. They got to go all the way to Grottoes to get a first down. Timmons throws a hard one into the flat, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver and incomplete. We had some mustard on that one.
Yeah, he did.
Stops the clock and brings up third down. Okay, it's third down at 30. They don't have to go to Grottoes.
Yeah, close though.
The key will be,
Yeah.
when this game is over,
Yep.
will Grottoes still be open?
I don't think so.
Okay, all right. All right. Mike Lang shakes his head now. Main Street? Yeah.
Yeah.
Third down and 30 coming up for the Gold. Julius Timmons in the gun. Nice interview with him on the sidelines. Tries to get away from a blitzer and just gets rid of it, not take the sack. Fourth down coming up for the Gold. Laurel's Tate Walls checking in on the punt. Walls loosening up that leg. Waiting for the rest of the personnel to check in. Back deep for the Blue. Looks like it might be, it is Davis. Brasheem Davis has had a night now coming onto the field late. Is Aiden Alego.
See if he can punt it to the first down chains.
Walls angles it towards the far sideline. Fair catch called for by Lego. Inside the 40 at about the 37-yard line. Down there to make sure the fair catch was made was Laurel's Copes. A lot of these kids would mention they're furthering their education. Some are still playing ball at the next level. Here's just some of the schools they'll be going to: Delaware State, Ferrum, Susquehanna, Lycoming, Kutztown. Now, how about Javion Chandler from Indian River? He's enrolled in the Air Force Academy.
It's pretty impressive.
A lot of them going to Alvernia. I've noted that, along with Julius Timmons. McBride just hands it off up the middle, weaving his way through the line, gaining about 7 yards. Salisbury, of course, is close by. Del Tech, Randolph-Macon, Lebanon Valley, Baldwin-Wallace, Rochester University, a couple of UDs, Albright, Campbell. Amari Matthews from Milford also going in the military. Ursinus, Susquehanna, Westchester. That's Joey Miniconzi from Middletown, so he's going to be a Ram. UMass, Garrett Cooper from Delmar going to UMass. Robert Morris, East Stroudsburg, Misericordia, Gettysburg. Here's two Alvernias on the Blue squad. So Gary Blaylock and R.J. Moore will join Julius Timmons of Caesar Rodney. Another run up the middle after the penalty, minimal yardage. Alvernia, is that the school where the former Wesley coach went to? There was a Wesley assistant coach that was on the staff with Chip Knapp, I thought he went to be a head coach at Alvernia.
I think you're right.
He's heavily recruiting in Delaware.
Yes, he is.
Down on the field, second down, and about 16, 17 yards to go. Clock running under 4.5 minutes left in this one. From the quarterback in now. Oh, good give right up the middle. Good interior blocking. Big hole all the way up to midfield. And on the carry for the Blue was Zeke Harrison from Howard. I see the ambulance has showed up down in the far corner. here at Delaware Stadium. Hopefully that's nothing serious. Of course, there are awards that are given out at the end of this game. There's the lineman of the game. Things, you know.
Yep.
It's always tough to choose those things. I think Mike Lang, just a crack reporter here, doing some research for us. So it is Steve Asanisi, who, was a coach at Wesley and Del State, and he's at Alvernia, correct? Yeah. And that's why you see a few of these Delaware players, that's where they're heading next. And good job of recruiting by him.
Absolutely.
And that'll be nice for those guys to get up there at that school, and they'll have a connection there. Down on the field for the Blue, it's second down at 6. In gold territory at the 46-yard line. 2.5 minutes to go. Another giver up the middle to Zeke Harrison. He's met right at the line, surges forward for maybe a yard. And on the stop for the gold, Amari Matthews from Milford. And he got an assist there, I believe, from Sam Pucci, Sussex Central. Brings up third down and 4 with the clock running. 4th straight win for the Blue in this series. They now lead the series 36-30 with 3 ties. Somebody just won the 50-50, and I heard him screaming. Quarterback Gabe Welch from Conrad engineering the Blue offense right now. He's had a busy night. Late handoff, just got that one off. Hit in the backfield and then dropped for a loss of maybe a yard on the carry. That time was Jace Hawkins from Hodson Tech. Have a penalty flag thrown on the far sideline. Which will stop play here with about 90 seconds to go. Hard to believe this game was 3 points.
Yeah.
In the third quarter. It was 21-18. We had a ball game going, and then
they hit that 80-yard pass. And then since then it's been all Blue.
That was right after the Gold scored to make it 21-18, and the kickoff went in the end zone. It's one of the few that we had all night that was actually for a touchback. And you're right, I think there was a timeout, and then they drew that play up on the sidelines, boom, and hit it for 80 yards. Welch takes the high snap, got the handoff. Good cut at the 40, 35-30, 25-20, down the sidelines, 10-5 touchdown. Exclamation point from Javion Pollard, the Christiana Viking.
He made a great cut there, Glenn, and then took it to the house.
Extending the Blue lead out to 47-18 in this game. And pretty all Blue here in the fourth quarter, really for most of the second half. Welch comes out to attempt the point after. He's been very successful tonight. McBride the holder. Placement's down, kick is up, has the distance, the kick is good. Welch has been very good tonight on the point afters, and that makes it now a 30-point advantage for the Blue at 48-18.
Yeah, 27 straight points for the Blue.
At 4 unanswered touchdowns. And when you get behind by that much, and the Gold just had to gamble a lot.
Yep.
And that one drive that really hurt them, they had that long touchdown pass play from Timmons to Miller of Lake Forest.
Yes.
And that got called back for the penalty, and then they kept going backwards.
Yeah.
And got so far back, they got to almost the goal line as Brock Rhodes almost tackled Timmons in the end zone. And then the punt, and I think the Blue returned it. They had it at the 20.
Yeah. Yep. Went right on in.
Yeah, and I think that turned the game right there.
Yep.
All right, Welsh to kick it off. 60 seconds left in this game. End over end. Sails down, taken just outside the 15-yard line. Cutting to the far sideline at the 35 and bounced out at the 40-yard line. On the return was Eric Dorsey III from Smyrna. Played for Coach Mike Judy. And those Smyrna Eagles. .52 seconds left in the game. Jay, I don't know about you, but just thinking back on what we saw, very impressed with Darius Miller from Lake Forest.
I really was. He had a big game. He even had that long touchdown that was called back.
Yeah. And Julius Timmons from Caesarania. I didn't really get to see much of him this season. And very impressed with him. Of course, Brady McBride engineered the offense very well, but so did Gabe Welsh from Conrad when he came in the game. Brasheem Davis, what a burst of speed that he brings to the Blue tonight. He had a heck of a game offensively. So did Marlon Sparks. Tattersall showing his versatility. Handoff out of the backfield from Chavez right up the middle, and a good run of about 9 yards there. And on the carry that time for the goal was Chase Beelan, the Odessa Duck, playing for Coach Nick DeGotti, who we had on a little bit during the broadcast. And along with the goal tonight, John Parker had a pretty good game for him. Emery Womack, Malik Bell, Noah Hoff as well, the Apo Jag. Amari Cofield. Jawan Sturgis defensively, along with the kid from Woodbridge. I forgot his name that quick. Find him on my sheet here. There he is, Jakari Banks. Chavez runs it to the sideline. That's the last play of the game as he goes down to a knee. And there's a flag at the end of the game. Game was over. And I think we had two players just kind of little hand shove each other. I don't even see a reason for the referee to throw the flag at that point.
No.
I mean, keep it in your pocket. Yeah. Two teams are going to line it up, and we'll have the handshakes. But the final on this one, 48-18. And Jay, we mentioned a lot of players who had good games tonight, and we got the entire rosters in as well. Any final comments from you on this one, other than it being too long?
It was long, especially that second half. But it was a great game. A lot of big plays, and at the end, it's for the calls. And like you said, we saw a lot of talent out here that we'll be seeing play on the next level next year.
Yeah, good luck to all of them. Our thanks to both the head coaches, Dave Collins and Jed Bell, and their staff of coaches that helped us out for the broadcast, along with the staff here at UD and everyone connected with the DFRC. For Mike Lang, Craig Liskowski, and Jason Winchell, I'm Glenn Frazier. Final score once again, 48-18 in favor of Blue, who have won 4 straight in the series.